boys at all in the temple. Maybe don't let it go at that, but there are a lot of...
Old City Square has 51 finest degrees of freedom, making...
On the way home, I got hungry, and I ate it. We're Americans, and we only like competition, okay? I'm eating, and I'm reading a book, and this waitress comes up.
Maybe don't let it go at that, but there are a lot of...
Old City Square has 51 finest degrees of freedom, making...
On the way home, I got hungry, and I ate it. We're Americans, and we only like competition, okay? I'm eating, and I'm reading a book, and this waitress comes up.
Old City Square has 51 finest...
Maybe don't let it go at that, but there are a lot of...
Making a little communist robot, but it is controlled by the brains like those inside your head. Researchers
This moth isn't just swinging around, it's been bugged.
grow collection around 3,000 brain cells in the lab. The cells grow connections to each other and start communicating
Using electrodes implanted into his muscles.
Some are hard to found out respond predictably. Signals from robots ultrasound distance sensor.
Here, signals are sent to its left flight muscle to make it lift that wing.
The output of these cells can be used to control
Different signals can be sent for it to lower its wing, to lift both wings at once, or to make them flat.
They each have a motor in them, and it actually drives forward when I walk. It actually powers that knee through the step.
It's powered through Bluetooth technology.
Increasing the frequency of the pulse makes the wings beat faster. If a signal is sent only to one side while the moth is flying, it will veer in that direction. Implanted electrodes into the brains of tree beetles,
and they
close to
talk to
neurons
each
that
other and try to
control
mimic
flight.
the stride length
A computer
that the other
program in
one's
the
doing. If I
device
speed
controls
up,
the
the other one
beetle,
can realize
and
it's
here
doing it,
it
and
beats
it'll
its
speed up
wings
as well.
and takes off when a negative voltage is sent to its brain. Researchers are putting moths in control and using them as a pair of eyes. They've found out how to intercept signals from their visual system and how to use them to make a robot move. Here, a graduate student demonstrates how the robot can be steered. Combining living and machine components could eventually make robotic systems more effective.
Legs when an IED hit his convoy in Fallujah, Iraq in 2006.
The IED went off directly underneath me and took off basically everything that was hanging over the ledge of the seat, my legs. And then it killed my sergeant in front of me and my good friend next to me. My gunner lost his right leg. I shattered my hip. I have 32 pins in my hip. I broke my pelvis. I have a 6-inch screw holding that together. I lost both legs above the knee. I broke 4 fingers, broke my jaw, broke my nose, lacerated kidney. So I've recovered well, I think, and great care here and done well.
Today, I use the Bluetooth prosthetics.
It's a lot of hip control. In my other legs, I usually have to use all my thigh to power through things, but since these are moving on their own, then I actually just kind of have to lift and shift my weight a little bit.
He says they're a bit heavier than the other 2 microchip prosthetics he's worn, but they require much less effort to operate.
If they're not programmed right, they kind of do their own thing sometimes, and they'll kick for no reason. Like you'll just be standing there and be like, and just kick off to the side.
Able to master the stairs just yet.
sometimes when you go near a computer or something, you'll hear the computer start prism, so it does do that a lot. I'll be like, I'm sorry, and I have to turn my legs off.
In communicating robot wirelessly, the team plan to use their robot brain power for new behavior in the future. There are enough similarities to teach about unknown aspects of our own brain.
Did you seriously think you could somehow change the world from here?
Yeah, sort of at first.
And? How do you feel about it now?
I'm not blazing with satisfaction or anything. But the truth is, it all ended for me the instant I shared my memories with you. At that point, my work was done. I figured that you'd probably be able to run with it from there.
All you're a hell of a liar, kid. I clearly recall you didn't want me involved.
I'm sorry, but the minute you share and synchronize all your information, you lose your uniqueness and become absorbed into the unconscious maliciousness of a third party that has no motive. Or perhaps into the will of someone who does have one.
Are those your words based on what you've gained from hard-earned experience?
Yes, and the fact is, you yourself played the role of the laughing man copycat as well.
Well, I have to admit it was a fascinating phenomenon. At any rate, what was your underlying reason for triggering such a huge event in the first place?
To you, everything that's happening in the world appears phony, to be something other than what it is, right?
Is that TV sound, Joe?
Yes. When it comes to cyberization, I'm pretty much the shining example of a poster boy. So you'd think at the very least I would have felt terrified at the thought of contracting cyberbrain sclerosis. I'll tell you, it was a simple piece of mail I stumbled across in the net that began this whole thing. What I found was a blackmail document that had probably been sent to Serrano Genomics. It was armed with a thesis that was a comparative study of the inadequacy of Serrano micromachines versus the effectiveness of the Corona vaccine.
Then the original lagging man was the person who authored it.
You could put it like that, I suppose. I am the machine that reveals the world to you as only I alone am able to see it.
Zita Vertov. He was a Russian filmmaker, wasn't he?
Yes. I was kidding myself by thinking it was my personal mission to prove and circulate that information, vital data I alone could happen upon.
Failing spectacularly, the pure innocent mediator proved dejected at the base nature of the social system and he turned mute.
Yes, it was because of that I became a vanishing mediator. Just like an author whose existence is emphasized by the fact that he rarely puts out any new works of publication. In other words, by disappearing, it acts as a the social system. Our sociological theory, it ultimately vanishes to leave no trace of its presence inside or outside the system.
Frederick Jameson, I believe.
Yes, and no. Masachi Osawa too. Even though I was familiar with the words, I didn't believe it until I saw it with my own eyes. Who knew that copies could still be produced despite the absence of an original? If you had to give a name to this phenomenon, what would you label it?
It would be standalone complex.
Yes, it's the standalone complex. From the start, the very nature of our current social system has contained mechanisms to trigger such an amazing occurrence. Personally, however, I feel this marks the beginning of a new era of despair. What's your opinion?
I don't know. It's impossible for me to say. Although I have found one thing capable of restoring your individuality after all your information has been synchronized.
Oh, really? And what's that?
Everyday human curiosity.
You're right. You know, that's something that never occurred to me. I think my brain has already started to harden.
conspiranoid, barking chemtrails in the skies, claiming Bill Gates had put microchips in all the chicken pot pies, launching himself in his lawn chair, proving the earth was flat, microwaving his burritos. Now he always wears his tinfoil hat. Berrien, contrarian, felt Dr. Tony was selling her lies. So to keep from getting that big bad flu, she sprinkled cat urine into her eyes, with garlic cloves in her nostrils, and dryer sheets taped to her head. Berrien, contrarian, is now stinking up a hospital bed. You can lead a horse to water, but you cannot make him drink. You can guide a fool to logic, but you really make him think. Be wary of conspiranoia, as purveyors abound. For an open mind to open spills its contents on the ground.
She died of a COVID booster shot. She was also part of Russia's secret system.
Countdown is protecting everyone. It's scientifically proven that countdown radiation is a chip that can be used to reduce radiation or to safeguard people against diseases.
Which leads us to chemtrails. Scientists and governments are seeding the atmosphere, implementing biological warfare and population control, and geoengineering a race of superhuman Jews. The Anubai were a race of extraterrestrial beings who came to Earth around 500,000 years ago in order to mine gold. They are a race of blood-drinking, shape-shifting alien reptiles. They have infiltrated the Bush family, Margaret Thatcher, Bob Hope, and the British Royals, among others.
JFK Jr. is alive and well. He did not die as a Martha's Vineyard in 58 years after his father's assassination, to announce that he'll be Donald Trump's running mate.
The Earth is not a sphere, and evidence has been faked or suppressed to hide the fact that it is instead a disk or a single infinite plane. GPS devices are rigged to make aircraft pilots wrongly believe that they are flying around the globe.
All right, welcome, folks.
California destroyed over 150.
Welcome to another crazy shite with us is.
If it was caused by
Thank y'all for being here. Not ready to stop this shite. You know what I'm saying over here? Oh my god, it's so hot here. Oh, that beer tastes so good. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hopefully I'll survive the heat. It's insane how hot it is here right now.
Now that the evidence is right in front of our faces.
Let's see what it is.
Space lasers.
Jewish space lasers. Exactly. It is 94 degrees here. Good motherfucking times. Oh, Jeebus. My ring is not straight there. Son of a bitch. It's like you can tell I'm drunk. No, I'm just kidding. So thank y'all for being here. Let's just start blowing into the idiocracy and get this show on the road. If there's anybody that's give me a second. Again, it's really hot here. It's 96 degrees. If y'all want to join us, just hit us up in the side of my chats and or send us a message and somebody will send you a link to join us. Brainless, go ahead and throw the StreamYard link in to the side of my chats anyways. Hopefully, there's a couple more people that join us. I hope you like the new backgrounds. We are upgrading all of our stuffs now that we're doing AI things. I'm not going to be using as much. Well, I'm trying to not use any stock photos or video, and I'm trying to make my own AI stuff so everything's original to us. So it looks very unique to what we are doing here. So thank you all for being here. Hopefully you're ready to talk about the secret space program. So getting into that, here we blow with our disclaimer. We do not believe, or we do not exactly express the thingamabobbers that these people are saying in the film we're going over, I guess is the way to put it. So let's go with our dumb intro, and then we'll bring in our guests.
It's just like Killer Cop 4, but she's got Hema instead of fry cook balls. I need you, Action Bastard. Action Bastard, I need you. Action Bastard, I need you. Why am I wasting time dancing?
You want to know why? Because the world is fucking flat, dog. And everything that you see up there, as far as like planets or stars, yeah, guess what, dude? It's fucking fake. It's just lights up there. The government put those lights up there so you dummies could just act like there's something up there.
Wait a second. Are you a flat earther?
Call a crackhead. You're stupid. Yeah.
Yeah, you're stupid. Okay, so here we blow. Let's bring in everybody's favorite.
Some people without brains do an awful lot of talking, don't they?
Yes, I guess you're right.
And that's our brainless. How are you doing?
I'm doing good. Doing good. But first I got, somebody told me they would be on time, and last minute I still had to run everything, so.
Yeah,
grab myself some food and something to drink, so that's what I did in the last few minutes.
Okay, good. Yeah, my homegirl showed up at the bar, and we were shooting the shit. So, yeah, I got stuck for a little bit longer than I wanted to. So, anyways, we made it here on time. So let's bring in our next guest, and we do not have an intro for them yet, but we definitely will soon. Just I haven't can't completely come up with one, but let's bring in our Al Trucker. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right, but I think I gotta fix my audio. Unless you can hear me okay.
We can hear you okay. You got a little bit of background noise, but that's not too bad as of right now. But that sounds good so far. So
okay.
Yeah, you're good for now. So let's go ahead and say hello to our Saitama chats right quick, and then I need to go grab my pot, which is right there. It's going to take me like 10 milliseconds to do that once we get through this, because I definitely am going to need more pot for this. Oh my Jeebus, the Sydney's was first.
No, she wasn't.
Shh, don't ruin her fun.
I was the only one. I'm the only one with proof that I first it.
I know, but we don't like to ruin certain people's fun. But they asked to share, like, and subscribe. So thank you very much for doing that.
Thank you, sister. We all love the sickness.
Yes, and our Canadian Ollyman.
Hello, Mr. Ollyman.
And we have not heard from our delicious Danish in a hot minute. So hello and welcome back. Hopefully you get to have fun and play with us, or that we get to do more fun things with you on stream and or whatever. And if you'd like to join us, if you have time today, just let us know and we will send you a link.
I think she's already in bed.
I'm sure. Well, they're in the Americas. So it's only like 5 p.m. Anyways, we'll talk about it in a minute. If anybody is she back in the Europes?
Yes.
Okay. I didn't know that. I see American that says here. So, anyways, let's get to. We have our Beck. How are you doing, Beck?
Hey, Beck. And speaking of Beck, if you look at the side chat right now, then you see that I just said that he'll be streaming later.
Nice.
With the link.
Awesome. It is Monday, so yes, they will. Okay, so let's see. We got a Schizma Crasher, and of course that means we have to play their commercial, and this is there is our Schizma Crasher.
The Schizma Crasher. Hello, Schitsy.
Let's see if there's anybody else. We got a Bill Portley. Good to see ya. We have a Superma Ghosts that has been promoting Canadian propaganda. Let's see. We got a Liam. Welcome.
Hello, Liam.
Lucifer. Welcome.
Hey, Lucy.
We're glad to have all of you.
I think I
Let's see if
said
there's-
hi already in the side chat, but never mind. Oh my
Yeah.
Oh, there's a really sexy voice in the side chat.
Oh, there's Amiga Nuts. How are you doing? Welcome. After the stream, I'll come to bed with you.
Why with them?
Yeah.
Why not with me?
They're lit. Well, I guess I don't. I guess they're not closer. I was gonna say because they're in the Americas, but I guess maybe not. We'll figure it out later. Yeah, we'll figure it out later. So everybody go over there and show Beck some love later.
Oh hell yeah.
Let's see.
Those are topics that need to be talked about.
Yeah, and then the government created lights in 5000 BC. That's all the LED lights that they say are in the sky. Yeah, the government created them 5,000 years ago. Exactly. If y'all don't know about the secret space program and what we're about to talk about, strap your motherfucking selves in, get some drinks, smoke some weed, get ready because this idiocracy is fucking insane.
I'll pour myself a pre-made mojito.
Yeah, and then once again, shots. I have that much more of this one, and then I have a full another bottle. So shots all around. Let's do shots. I really would like to find like a shots cover that we could maybe do, or I don't know. I'll figure that out later, or we can do a shots thingy. And I probably should just make a shots emoji for all of our members. So they can put that in. That's one thing I need to remember. And it is time for a beer. And yes, I cheated. I've already had 2 beers and a shot earlier at the bar after putting up posters and flyers. So I flyered today for the tattoo convention that we're doing middle of the next month. Talk about that very soon. If there's anybody close to the Colorados or Denver, let me know and I'll give you information about it. And I may have a free pass or 2 if you want to come and hang out with me and spend time with me. So we'll talk about that later. I am looking for a little bit of wink, wink, nudge, nudge, if you know what I mean, especially when I do events. So if you want to come hang out with me, let me know. Thank you, Super Magos, for putting all the thingies out. I did make a new one. Oh, it's the aliens. You did find the aliens. So that's the new one that y'all haven't seen. I just put it in. And then I'll probably do a shot glass or something.
Then you have 2 aliens because there are 2 aliens here.
Is there 2 aliens now?
I don't know, but
okay.
You had aliens already last time, I think.
Maybe I made that in the middle of last week, but that's the newest one. Is the aliens one?
Yeah.
To let everybody know, and then like soon I'll come up with. I think we'll do like a shot glass or something for the next one, and I think I have one more. If I can get a couple more members, then I can put 3 or 4 more emojis out. And as long as I keep having a handful of members, then all of these will keep being out there. So thank you all very much. If you are a member, thank you very much for being here and hanging out and subscribing, hitting the bell notification, and all the other fun stuff. So if you want to join us, Brainless, will you do us a favor and put the StreamYard link in the side of my chats? And we're going to fly off the seat of our pants. Al, are you ready for this bullshit? I figured there'd
Calvin is having some technical difficulties.
Okay, I kind of fingered, but I just wanted to see. So we're gonna begin getting into this because I forgot how insane and silly all of this is until I re-looked it back up. So, oh Jeebus, are you there now, sir?
Am I here now?
Yeah, I can hear you. We can, yeah.
You can hear me now? Okay.
Yes, we can hear you now.
Apparently, I can't look at my map and talk at the same time.
Ah.
Okay.
If that's
But
the
that's
same
okay.
device. Yeah.
They're on the same device, yeah. Yeah, I'm actually, amazingly, I finished work early and I'm in my personal vehicle. In my work vehicle, I have
A
like
Wi-Fi
a different.
expand. Yeah.
Well, I have a GPS that shows me where to go in the truck, and it's totally a different device. And in my personal vehicle, I use my phone. Anyway, you guys don't need to know
we
that
gotcha.
kind of nonsense. It's really not important, is it?
Yeah, we get you, and that's why you're going to be going. Yeah. What?
He's at it again.
Ooh.
Skits. He gifted 5 channel memberships.
This is exactly why I do have to have this open, because it doesn't show me over here. So give me a second to show that. Because unfortunately,
Crook report.
I hate my own voice. Shut up. Once again, thank you all for the thumbs ups.
And Welsh News Network.
Awesome. If you did receive something from the Schizomacrasher, a membership, please say thank you to him. I wish that we could get Rachie in here again, because I had a lot of fun when she was in here.
That was fun.
I may have scared her off by saying I wanted to. I said I wanted to hate fuck a flat earther. I didn't 100% mean you, Rachie, although I mean I wouldn't say no, but that doesn't mean that.
Slim, that wouldn't be a Rach fuck. Rachie's nice.
No,
she may be a flirt, but she's nice.
Yeah, no, I understand, but I was, so I probably scared her off, just like what's her name? But never mind. The other people's.
You scared other people away.
Yeah, it was God damn it, I can't remember her name. It's okay. So anyways.
Hey, Lucifer, shut up. People can stick their dick in me.
I don't have a choice at this point. I'm already crazy, so it's just the only thing I have to is crazy. So it's just knowing when to leave is the thing. Knowing when to leave before you get stabbed. That's how you.
Are you talking about us knowing when to leave you behind, or when you need to leave?
When I need to leave the crazy lady that wants to stab me before we,
or before the husband comes home.
Yeah, that's happened a handful of times too. I hate jumping through windows. God damn it.
Oh man, that's like the kind of stuff you think only happens in movies.
Mm-hmm.
But it was probably written in due to a slightly paraphrased real story.
Exactly. For sure.
Mm-hmm.
One night I went home with took this lady home, and after we got done banging and stuff, after she fell asleep next to me, she wakes up and goes, "Oh shit, I gotta get home before my husband, who is the head of the SOS, wakes up." And I went, "What?" She's like, "Yeah, my husband's in the SOS." And I'm like, "Well, I'm dead." I'm like, "Yep, I'm gonna get killed. As soon as he finds out who I am and that I did this to his wife, I'm gonna get murdered." And so for like a week, I definitely was scared, but I don't think she even remembered what happened the night before. So yeah. Okay, so let's get into this. Once again, I'm gonna, as soon as I start this, I'm going to grab my weed. And we're going through this channel because I feel like they aren't going to copyright us, because this is a movie from it was paid for by Peoples. So let's hope that this version doesn't, but we'll get there when we get there. Let's get it to 0. I'm going to go full screen. We have the comments on. Oh shit, I can't do it that way because then I can't get back to that tab. because I got to stand up in a second, so I got to turn that off. All right, so this is Above Majestic. It is a movie about the secret space program. If you don't know what that is, just buckle in. You're about to find out some fucking crazy shit you've never heard before.
Well, show us what you got, motherfucker.
Once again, we do not promote what they're saying. We do not believe in what they're saying. So here we below.
We're making fun of what they're saying.
In 100 meters at the roundabout.
Freedom is a heavy load, a great, strange burden for the spirit to undertake. It is not easy. It is not a gift given, but a choice made. And the choice made may...
It's not easy being cheesy. Okay, I had to say that at least once because they said that. Yeah, Brainless is drinking today. Yes, Schitt. So before we get further...
But I'm first eating my dinner.
Yeah, I gotta take like 2 or 3 more bites out of my burger before I start slamming and stuff, but that's okay. So before we get further into this, this is pretty much what we're gonna feel like after this. Even if you don't imbibe on stuff.
Man, what? What? Oh, dude, what was in this shit?
Yeah, man, what was in this shit, bro? Like, I mean, God, I mean, like, all these people are on a lot of drugs, or unfortunately, they were coaxed into believing this through something therapy. They'll talk about it in a second, which means false memories. Somebody guides you through the process of thinking you had a memory of something, and then you're like, oh, this did happen to me, and there's no proof of it. There's no way that it did. Just wait till you hear some of these people say what they have done and how long they were on a project for, even though they can account for, yeah, there we go. We can account for them not. We had 3, son of a bee sting. Don't worry, Danish. You're gonna get a membership. Pretty much. most people will get one eventually. I don't know if you can choose who to give it to, but if there is a way, I thought it was just very random, which sucks because it can be like a member that like hasn't even interacted with us for like years. I wish it was just people in the side chat, but supposedly it's not. Yeah, it's random. Yeah. And so unfortunately it is that, which is silly. So anyways.
And if you have your YouTube account set up as a brand, you will not be able to get them.
Okay. Well, we'll figure all that out later. So Roger, right? That makes him right. Right, Dix? Exactly, for sure. Okay. Let's see. Yeah, thank everybody. If you have not said thank you to the Schizma Crasher, please do that. Let's do at least one right now. Then we're going to wait a couple minutes and we'll do another one, then we'll do another one, all right? Just keep reminding me so I don't forget, because like I'm not trying to be a dick and not. But if there's anybody in the side chats who wants to join us, please fucking do, because like I know once we get this started, all y'all are gonna be like, motherfucker, I need to be here to talk about this bullshit. Literally, you're gonna want to be here to talk about this because it's fucking insane once we get into this. So everybody, cheers, bro, salute, Solange, skull, all the above.
Cheers,
Jesus
Christ.
Christ. Fuck me. Oh my god, it's so bad.
God. Oh. Skits, you're not doing any more of those fuckers.
Woo.
The
okay.
fucking drink that I got in my glass is it's also alcohol.
Bad vodka. Bad
Yeah.
vodka.
Pretty
Ooh,
good.
I kind of like this. But whoever is above Majestic would be able to fix that so that we saw a fake life and not the one working for the secret Oh, I like that. Secret places. I really like that word. Secret. Everybody put in hashtag secret places. I like that a lot.
What the fuck does that mean?
Instead of celestial places, it's the
Celestial?
instead of celestial places, meaning in space, planets and orbiting thingy-mabobbers, it's the secret version of those places, because that's what they say. They said there's a dome and that they're hiding things behind it, and there's other lands, and we'll get to it. Don't worry. We'll get to the idiocracy of this in a minute. So here we blow.
Maybe a hard one.
Let's take Kossuth Road,
The
Woolwich,
road
and
goes
Wellington
upwards
Road,
towards the light.
124, Guelph,
We're fingering, we're blowing.
Highway 6 South, Guelph. In 3
Man
kilometers,
approaches the
at
unattainable
the roundabout,
truth
take the
with
third exit on
succession of
Wellington
errors.
Road,
Affliction comes to
124.
us, not to make us sad but sober, not to make us sorry but wise.
Sorry, Al.
And I don't know if you still have to do this. I don't think you have to do this anymore. Just really quick, you may have to accept gifts in the side chat, and then it will be automatic. But they will ask you if you were gifted one, if you want to accept gifts. So just make sure if you see a sign in the side chat that asks you to accept gifts, click yes, and then you will be able to get the membership, or at least be able to accept it eventually or something. So anyways, let's keep blowing on.
You will be
and they're kind of doing this weird thing. They're having like two voices going on at once to kind of like confuzzle us a little bit, right? To like make it so it's like, oh, what is she saying? Oh, wait, then he's saying what? And so it was kind of weird how they did that to like mess with our brains in the beginning of this.
required to do wrong no matter where you go. It is the basic condition of life, to be required to violate your own identity. At some point, every creature which lives must do so. It is the ultimate shadow, the defeat of creation. This is the curse at work, the curse that feeds on all life, everywhere in the universe.
What?
The gravest error a thinking person can...
That was a pretty motherfucking good word salad there, bro.
Yeah.
Like, sure, but no. Like, that's way more deeper than any fucking normal human being thinks. Like, yeah, if you want to go to space,
Wait,
sure, you'd have this... Yeah, exactly, Timely. But yeah, sure, if you want to go to space, you have this conundrum maybe happening in you. And or if you are thinking like, oh my God, we do have to leave this planet to go to another planet to inhabit it, to keep the species going. Sure, maybe this is a thing. But you're just presupposing that anybody watching this already is in that mindset that we're having a conundrum about space. Or being
to be honest, the people that unironically watch this probably do.
Yeah. Well, that's what I'm saying. 99% of the human population is not thinking about this bullshit at all. The person that goes to Subway, right, to work, the manager of Subway has no concept or barely even thinks about this concept of going to space, having to inhabit other places, and that the Nazis somehow made a secret space program a gazillion years ago so they could put people on the side of the... Anyways, we'll get to that. We'll get to that in a second, because that is technically part of this, but we'll get there soon. I know. It's always the Nazis. If it's not aliens, it's the Nazis. It's Nazi aliens. It's always Nazi aliens. Hashtag Nazi aliens.
Oh man, when are we ever going to move past that?
One particular version of him.
Never. Yeah. Well, we've moved past that, but the Smurfy motherfuckers haven't.
Oh, Jeebus. It's just wait until they start interviewing people.
History is absolute fact. History is recorded by a series of observers, none of whom are impartial. It is change, continuing change, inevitable change that is the dominant factor.
Okay, I'm gonna speed this up a tiny bit.
And to be
There we go.
honest, no, history is not fact. Well, history itself is, but the history that we learn and that we've got in books, that's written down. That's not all facts.
What do
That's
they
whitewashed?
What do they say about history? History is written by the victors, and they erase the losers.
Yep.
So if you lost something, they're gonna make you disappear to some extent, your history at least, or your culture, and they're gonna replace it with something else. So we have lost so many goddamn cultures and traditions and technologies even. That's what's even funnier is when these idiots find like a celestial computer compass like thing at the bottom of the ocean, and they're like, oh my god, they could have put gears together to make this a gazillion years ago. Yeah, you idiot. That's how it works. Like, we already had most of these technologies. It's because the erasing of certain cultures and histories that we don't have that anymore. And thank you, Delicious. Exactly. Nazi aliens. I was trying to not say that word on our streams, but seems to not be the problem. Right now, it's medical misinformation. So if we say medical stuff, I have to rebuke them and say, no, we're not anti-real medical advice.
It's like if I tell you to put a Band-Aid on the wound from the aliens, that'll get you struck, but not if we talk about being wounded by a Nazi and not fixing
exactly. Yeah, you know, totally. Yeah, exactly.
How the hell did we get to this place?
Dude, I don't even know anymore, and I can't even believe this is still real life. But let's keep pushing on because, like, it's insane. You know what I'm saying?
I totally do.
You can learn a fact about something which happened in the past, but the meaning of it or the importance, that may not be a part of it. Yeah, true. I love how now in Florida, we're saying that being a slave was awesome because you got to learn how to trade. You got to learn something instead of the opposite of being everything taken away. And
Slim, can we please not go there? Because
yeah. Let's just blow on with this idiot.
You'll like, you know, sometimes you trigger our sister. That kind of it kind of triggers me.
Yeah, well, anyways. Yeah, no, we're going to blow on because we're going to have to do a whole thingy bobber on that, unfortunately, especially Prager's indoctrination that they are pushing in the Florida school system. But anyways, let's keep blowing on. Hey, Harry.
Hey, Harry.
Society today. No sensible decision can be made any longer without taking into account not only the world as it is, but the world as it will be. The saddest aspect of life right now is that science gathers knowledge faster than society gathers wisdom. Each generation imagines itself to be more intelligent than the one that went before it, and wiser than the one that came after it. Man is the unnatural animal, the rebel child of nature, and more does he turn himself against the harsh and fitful hand that reared him. It doesn't matter what you do, so as long as you change something from the way it was before you touched it, to something that's like you after you take your...
I actually kind of like that. I'm going to go back a little bit because that actually was kind of cool the way he said that, even though that is still like weird, but let's listen to that again.
Wiser than the one that came after it. Man is the unnatural animal, the rebel child of nature, and more does he turn himself against the harsh and fitful hand that reared him.
Nice.
It doesn't matter what you do, so as long as you change something from the way it was before you touched it to something that's like you after you take your hands away. The very concept of truth is...
Well, that's exactly humanity, touching things without consent and then destroying them and then making it so they've changed them completely.
Well, that's basically men.
That's, well, exactly. Sure, yeah, not mankind, but men. Especially of the white variety. But anyways, let's keep going.
Oh, fuck yes.
It's fading out of this world, and lies will pass into history. Solitude, isolation, are painful things beyond human endurance. For small
that's a complete, yeah.
Vastness
That's
is bearable only through love.
Okay, now here we get into the idiocracy of this.
Well, Super goes, of course. That's Trump's main vessel.
I mean, that's exactly how you, how I impregnate a lady is my detachable penis goes into the, never mind, no, that's something different. This is outer space, not, never mind. I like the way you said that, Liam.
Yeah, Liam does the wording thingy good. Yes.
Definitely.
Oh, fuck.
I mean, I can totally have just went over the 3 people they just said for this, and I could have made something to make another conspiracy and why they're doing this, faking, you know what I'm saying? Like, literally. Son of a beast thing. Let's just keep going before, and I'll give more examples of how you can make a conspiracy out of conspiracy or something real, make a conspiracy out of it, and which we've already done and made examples of, but let's go.
O blessed glorious Trinity, bones to philosophy, but milk to faith, which as wise serpents diversely, most slipperiness, yet most entangling have. As you distinguished undistinct, by power of love, knowledge be. Give me such self-different instinct. Of these let me elemented be, of power to love, to know you, unnumbered. Okay, so this is the Trinity that one person was trying to get us to look at when we were doing the
Oh, that racist Christian bigot.
Yeah, well, he had somebody else come on to my channel later and comment about the Trinity. And now this is they said this right here, what this says, is the best proof of God being real. What the fuck in this fucking shows you that God's real or that it is a Trinity?
If you would say this in, I think, almost every Abrahamic church, you will get kicked the fuck out.
And what does this mean? How does this prove God at all? Blessed the glory of the Trinity, bones and the philosophy, but the milk of the faith and the witch and the serpent diversely. And this, just because you fucking like wrote words down that like make it sound really awesome. This is a great poem. This is amazing.
Yeah, it does sound pretty cool.
Yeah, but does it prove any motherfucking thing? Hell motherfucking no. This doesn't mean shit. People can write fiction. That's what I don't understand about these people. Like, do you understand what fiction is? Like, I can write anything down. I can write anything down and say it's real.
You can write something down. Yeah, but it was written down very long ago.
Yeah, but we still have fiction.
Wait. Why does that make it more valid?
And why do you not believe in Roman fables or in fables of olden times, which actually are the same translations in the Bible? They've taken most fables and putting them into the Bibles, right? And then they put them in a different way. But again, why don't you believe in Zeus? Why don't you believe in the other gods and goddesses or whatever that happened throughout time? Well, we already know the answer. Most of the time, people are born into these religions through family, right? And being around you. Whatever religion is around you, you most likely delve into first, and then you may go outside of your boundaries and change into some, and go into another religion or another version of that religion. But if you were born Catholic or in a Catholic family, most likely you're going to be Catholic for a hot second, or you're going to think that is the way until maybe you look further into it or whatever. So that's what the Trinity is. The Trinity is part of the Catholicism. Hey, D. Yeah, exactly, Megan. That's what the beep. No, I'm just kidding. All right. So really quick, let's just do this because, again, I want to break this up more and more.
That's not how it works. That's not how any of this works.
Exactly. That's not how it works. So let's go a little bit further, and then we'll break this up more and more and have fun with it. Because we have not even gotten to the insanity. So I wasn't gonna do this until I got to a certain point and I heard this lady say something, and I said, "Fucking goddamn it, we have to go over this because the idiocracy of what she said."
Give me such self-different instinct. Of these let me element in me. Of power and love.
Oh yes. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. God damn
That's the
it.
Holy Trinity.
The Holy Trinity is the atom bomb. It's the molecule being split, or the atom being split by two other things that made that happen, right? It's something like that, right?
I'm not even opening my mouth on that one.
I'm just gonna say that right quick. No, because that's what they're getting into. Again, YouTube, we don't believe this, but this is what they're saying here. So give me a second to open this.
Well, Skids does believe it though.
He's really
Oh,
gullible.
Jesus Christ. John Don wait. This is great.
What?
John Donna and Donna undone. But shh. Okay, anyways. So here we blow. And if you whisper the nonsense, it makes it profound and real. If I say it like this and I give this emotion, like I totally know what I'm saying, then it has to be. I can't lie if I talk like this, right? You know, right? Okay, so here we blow. Cheers, bro. Salute, Solante, skull, all the above.
Yeah, he remembered.
And to prove that whispering definitely can be a lie, the only time I tell you I love you is when I whisper in your ear.
Fuck you, Skids. Fuck you.
And if I ever whisper in your ear while I'm bending you over, I love you, it might be a lie. But anyways, well, let's go.
Yeah, right.
Let's keep going.
Slim, I know you love me.
Yeah, but I don't always do it when you're bent over, so that's the difference. Anyways,
That's true.
Anyways.
And like, of course, I know I'm the exception.
Yeah. So I'm just gonna say this out loud because like I don't even know what to say about this, but I'm gonna say it, Liam. My cherry cheesecake needed to be under guard so that these bastards couldn't pick the topping off before I could eat it. I don't know what that's referencing, but that was amazing that you made me say that. That was awesome. Somebody clip that bullshit.
Somehow it sounds weird.
So sexual.
Somehow there is something sexual about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Dude.
What, you want me to say it backwards? He wants me to say it backwards now too. I'm just kidding. I think you're... but anyways, let's keep blowing on with this. Because just wait. They're talking about the Trinity bomb test in July 16, 1945. We're talking about a secret space station. Why are we... Our space program. Why are we talking about this right now? Just watch. Just like I was saying. Y'all think I was being weird about the reference I just made. Just wait. It gets so fucking crazy in a second. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. I forgot to do this. I was gonna make it a poll, but I don't think we should make it a poll. Let's go ahead and just do this. Everybody in the side chat. How many minutes do you think we're gonna get through this? And we'll do a window. Everybody do like a window. 10 to 20 minutes. 15 to... Everybody give us a window of time that you think we're going to make it through by the time we get to the end of it. Now, if you want to know what our average is normally like 25 minutes, but we have finished videos before.
No. Don't exaggerate, Slim. Don't exaggerate.
No, I looked back at it. The average is... I went back. It's... We usually get to 20. We usually get to 20 minutes, and every once in a while we get a little bit over. So we're closer to. Okay.
Depends on who's here.
That's very true. We do not have some of our talkers here.
Yeah.
But we got
So
D says 17.
Okay,
We're already
I'm
at
just gonna
4
do it again.
minutes. Just remember, we're already at 4 minutes and 43 seconds. Okay. And we're at an hour, 1 hour. So if you want to re-answer, go for it. Let's go ahead and
What?
I am becoming spaghetti, the bringer of tomato sauce. Yes, that was awesome.
Oh, you are the spaghetti monster, the flying spaghetti monster.
Thank you. That's what I was gonna say. I believe was the reference. So 16 because it's an average. Totally damage.
Well, the fun fact about now the spaghetti monster was put up, like my first girlfriend made the news. And what trying to legally have the trainer on her head for her paper. That's a religious thing. I love that.
Not very much, L. Just we literally. I stopped it just to ask people how long they think we're gonna get through this.
No, he asked how long they think his dick is, but never mind.
How long it'll take us to get when we end this to get through.
Okay. No, I gotta be serious for a second.
We're not talking about length. We're talking about measurement of time.
We're talking about.
No, but Slim, I gotta be very serious for a minute. Kids,
sure.
Please don't. I've not been drinking that much fluids
Did you do more?
Today.
Did you do more?
No, not yet.
We got one more.
We still got one to go.
No, so we're not talking about length. We're talking about time. What we asked is how long we're going to get through this video before we bow out or end the stream. And once again, when I look at, I don't ever look at these things and actually pay attention to them. So go ahead and let us know. And I guess the average is about 16 minutes for sex. So Amiga, she was saying the average of that, not y'all together, obviously. And definitely it's a little bit longer for me when I have it because I have to pull out the whips and the chains, and I have to tie you up, and then I have to put the clothespins on your nipples.
That time does not count.
Oh, it's only insertion. Okay. Well,
Slip,
I
just found a note here.
Sure.
That I have to remind you of.
Another shot.
The humans. Do not eat the humans.
Don't eat the humans. Yeah, I have that written on the top of my monitor now. Don't eat the humans.
I actually wrote it down as a note.
Awesome. Remember, eat out the humans. Don't eat them. Okay, eat them out, not eat them. I need to remember that. That's my new motto. Is, anyways. Okay, so what we're talking about is from penetration to ejaculation or coming of one or the other, or is that okay? That I get it now. Okay, so that means
foreplay does count, but like
so that
setting
means
up
an
the whole
hour.
dungeon, then you can say like, oh yeah, I've worked 3 years to build this dungeon, so my sex with you.
I get it. That's always the joke though, is with fetish, like. I already put in an hour and a half of whipping you and spanking you. You better come pretty fast if I need you to, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like, Jeebus.
I would actually say that, like, the actual whipping does count because that's part of the sex. But
hey, if I make you squirt all over the floor, not penetrating you yet,
grabbing the whip,
then
that's like going to the store and buying condoms.
Okay, hold on. This needs to be a dungeon talk. We'll have to go do a dungeon talk in the near future. We'll bring in all of the peoples and we'll talk about the actual logistics of when people believe, and this is obviously for the fun of it. And we'll go from there, okay? Let's do a dungeon talk later since we haven't done that since somebody left the community, or
fuck you, kids. They're hitting me hard today because I have not had much fluids to drink. Oh my god.
Okay, and we have to do one more shot, and then we'll hang it up.
No.
Okay, well, telling me no then, because I'm ready. Anyways, let's keep blowing on with this idiocracy, and I love how I stopped this on here. Oh, I have to do this, though. I have to do this.
You getting a clowny face?
Yeah, we got to do it, okay? So, all right, what we got over here? We got this guy. He's got his eyes right here, and he got the thing. You know, and then he's got his eyes right over here. And if I do this, and he looks like a clown, especially if I put this nose right on him. And then he says, you know what, I believe in aliens. And you're like, okay, whatever, sir. I never wanted to ask you. All I wanted to do is have sex with you in that men's bathroom. And he's got these weird ears over here, you know what I'm saying? And then, okay, I'm done for a second.
Who's going to bend me over? Fuck's sake, I'm
All right, there we blow.
Shit.
Few people cried. Most people were silent. I remembered the
Jeebus.
Hindu scripture, the Bhagavad Gita.
Oh, I've heard rumors that those tests were faked.
Yeah,
I think that was on a Joe Rogan.
Yeah, I have.
They were fake.
I have
and I kind of get that might be some of the footage might be not completely legit, you know, but I'm also like, yeah, but boom did go boom.
I bought a lot of DVDs and a lot of footage from the Atomic Bomb Museum in Nevada. And I have watched lots and lots of footage of it, and some of it's uncut.
Can we watch that on Discord? Can we watch that on Discord sometime?
It's on DVD. I'm sure I could find it. I'm sure I could find those for sure. Yeah, no, I'm sure I could find it.
Your PlayStation can probably play DVDs, right?
Yeah, but I don't know if I know where all those DVDs are.
No, but like, if you can find,
I think I can look them up though. I think I can look up those actual documentaries and shit. And if I go to the Nevada Museum, I'm sure that they still have copies of them some way, shape, or form. And hopefully they have digital versions. And if not, we can find it. But anyways, dude, I used to, when we were playing Cyborg Death, we would put those DVDs in, and just while we're singing and doing the show, there's just atomic bombs going off and people getting exploded. And it was all the tests. So it wasn't real.
I think you used some of that in some of the videos, didn't you?
Yeah, we did for sure. So anyways, most of it, I believe, is very, very real. And unfortunately, there were a handful of people that were standing miles away that were like holding binoculars and looking at this because they didn't understand radiation, like fallout exactly. But that's why there was a bunch of people that got injured later from that. But hey, J. Troy.
Hey, Troy. How you doing, motherfucker?
Let's see. Motherfucker. So let's go ahead and blow on further with this. And he is Prince trying to persuade. I don't know what. No, I'm just kidding. He's not. But let's blow on with what he's saying about this.
Trying to persuade the prince that he should do his duty. And to impress him, takes on his multi-armed form and says, now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Okay, well, yes. There's been a lot of apocalyptic premonitions throughout time.
Please bring on the zombie apocalypse.
So this is just one of those examples of where it almost happened. It was almost a thing, but did it happen? No. So just those premonitions were not 100% correct. And now we're talking about the atomic clock begins. And if you don't know what that is, I believe they're going to give us a rough draft on it.
No. They heard a word, the atomic clock, and they were like, "Ooh, boom!" No, that is actually, I believe, the most accurate clock there is, and that's what all your electrical devices that automatically sync their time get set to. Atomic clock has nothing to do with a bomb. That's just
No, the atomic clock they're speaking of here is how close we are to having a nuclear war. And so it's like 10 o'clock, 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock is death. So they're going to talk about that version in just a second.
To be honest, at this point, I think with like Ukraine and Russia, I think we're pretty close. Because if the West steps in too much, I do fear that Russia is, well, Putin would order it, but there is one advantage to Russia above America. If Putin will give the order to launch nukes, every officer that is in charge of that particular nuke has the ability to say no. In America, if the president says we're launching a nuke, you're launching the nuke, otherwise you go to jail. But like in Russia, I actually think that is a good thing to have another human mind and conscience in between that one decision. Because
I think that he knows that the rest of the world is against him, so he's not going to get anywhere close to that. He can do more damage doing digital and or interwebs attacks than nuclear. So I think I believe nuclear is a thing.
Currently, it's a fact that he is actually dying, wasn't it? Like he has cancer. Like
I still don't think he's going to destroy the world. I don't know. He
could be the world. Like if
maybe
or at least most of the world, like that'll put you into history books, I'd say.
Anyways, let's keep blowing on with this.
Sorry.
Hey, Demon.
A demon was already here.
If anybody wants, whatever. Okay. I just wanted to make sure I said hello to everybody in case I did. If you want to join us, just let us know and join us. Here below with the atomic clock that they're speaking about.
When the Trinity nuclear test was done, and Robert Oppenheimer said, "We have done this before," he was speaking from an informed perspective. In the ancient Hindu text, the Bhagavad Gita, there is a reference to a bolt of iron charged with the light of 1,000 suns. It describes radiation sickness. It describes elephants screaming and dying. It describes the shadows that are left on the ground after the blast goes off. All things that we're now very familiar with in the nuclear age. The same culture that described what appeared to be the use of...
when you make a huge explosion go off, those things happen near it. So just because you have a reference...
Not necessarily radiation poisoning. So.
That's what I'm saying. If it was just an explosion, you're going to have like, dust.
If it was just a regular explosion with like plutonium in it, like, or any other radioactive material that gets spread around, because like, that's actually what you also could do.
Well, what happened when...
It doesn't have to be a nuclear explosion. You could have an explosion with radioactive materials around it that get spread that make people sick. Right?
Not just that, but what happened when volcanoes went off, like Pompeii? They left thingamabobbers. Just because something hits hard to make an impression on something doesn't mean it needed to be nuclear per se. So whatever. And look at how this guy is riding this freaking lion over here. Damn, bro, you're riding that lion hard, homie.
Right, me. Oh,
yeah.
Did you look at that? What about that bird thing?
Yeah, the bird plane building thing.
The thing's got like a saddle or like a. It looks like one of those like elephant saddles with a roof on it on that bird.
Push left or right on your keyboard.
Yeah, I think in the upper right. That is.
Yeah. The bird with like the whole building. Wait. That's the Concorde.
It's got like a pod on it.
The Concorde.
But is that not meant to be a bird?
Dude, it looks like a total bird, flying bird with this.
It's like an albatross.
Yeah.
An albatross?
It's an albatross with like a pod, like a carrying pod for riders.
Yeah, no, but like if I look at that, especially like now that they're zoomed out, I'd say that's a drawing of a Concorde airplane.
It does have a swoop back wing, but it's still a pretty wide wingspan for supersonic flight.
But but like if you would have seen like a Concorde once and like you thought like, oh yeah, that looks kind of like that, because then again, like the Concorde I think is one of the most bird-like planes that there is. Most planes don't really look like, because of the cockpit that's slightly bent, like the head kind of things.
Oh, because it tilted down for allowing better visibility at takeoff and landing, and it tilted back up in flight, right?
I don't exactly know.
I think that's what it was.
Is that what they referenced earlier?
Are these guys talking about the Concorde?
I don't know. I don't know why Concorde came up.
No, but like they're talking about like, oh yeah, the nuclear bomb happened, and this looks quite fantastical.
Is this artwork supposed to be of like some sort of nuclear Armageddon?
Well, this is definitely.
They're pointing at it, but
they're claiming that.
But also, like, I'm actually quite curious. Like, when was this painted / drawn? Because, like, to be honest, if this was painted way back, then the coincidence of that bird looking a lot like the Concorde does seem a bit weird to me. And that says level-minded me.
Why are we saying Concorde? Did they say that in here anywhere?
No, they didn't. But like,
okay,
as soon as I saw that,
sure. But let me
think of that.
Let me get into this then. God damn it!
Sorry.
It was a bit of a tangent.
Which is even hilarious because I'm like letting y'all say.
No, fuck it. Just blame the regular Skits because he's fucking getting me drunk because I've not been drinking enough today.
I just said it was a really weird looking thing with like a pod on the back of the bird.
Yeah.
But then hold on. God damn it.
Sorry, sweetie.
Okay, so this is how this world works. This is an ancient thing talking about futuristic wars. That's why this dumbass is riding a fucking lion. Doesn't make sense. This is horses. They have some weird thing on top of it too. This isn't just exclusive to these thingy-mabobbers, right?
Well,
there's a elephant up here that has a thing on top of it.
Fly.
There's an elephant right here that has the thing on top of it. So you guys picking and choosing that this is a thing.
Okay, but elephant.
Okay, I get it, but
I didn't see the elephant. No. But I actually said the elephant, like those elephant saddles that you sit in that carry people.
Exactly.
Is like what
that's
the
exactly
bird
what's
one
happening.
looks like. I didn't see the elephant, and now it's written on it. I have no idea what that is.
No, but that is a bird that looks like Concorde. That's transporting people. So like
sure, but it doesn't have to be a Concorde per se. It could be a swan. It could be a dove. Well, it looks more like a swan or some other larger thingy mabobber.
How conspiracy theorists feel.
Exactly. And then the other thing that is the other weird thing is everybody just has a sword or a club. So this can't be future because there's no real guns or projectiles. So again, this is just an ancient. It's ancient Armageddon where they thought it would be like if it was the future, which is where you're riding animals and they have a thing on there, and then somehow there's some reason there is a canopy that you can put on top of these things, and yes, you can do that on large animals like elephants, but all of this is very, very exaggerated, and it's all chariot based. This has nothing to do with modern times or reality because it's ancient.
Yes, it does,
thinking about
it.
Yeah, but he's beating this dude with a freaking urn Which is not. It's a club. It's a club. But
who's beating up who? You're gonna beat me up?
well, he's trying to beat off this other dude in front of us. But anyways, let's keep blowing on with this.
The same culture that described what appeared to be the use of a modern nuclear weapon also was describing things like...
And it is shot time.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
We have to do the third one, at least.
Yeah,
Cheers,
yeah,
bro.
yeah.
Salute, Solanche.
Again, drinking the tequila. Fuck you, Skids. Oh, ooh. Shit's hitting hard today.
I know we missed a handful of things up here, but
No.
anyways, let's keep going.
Let's
bad
move
vodka.
on from that photo because I'll keep ranting about Concords.
Yeah, let's blow on with this because there's we need to at least get into the people that are claiming that they were part of the secret space program. That's where we need to get to it.
How
far in is that?
That flew through the air with no sound called Vimanas. These craft could pass right through a mountain,
Just
and they
let
also
us try to
use
go
some sort of
further.
particle beam weapons. You have human-looking beings that are larger than the rest of us and have blue skin, like Krishna, and they also have extraordinary abilities. And in addition to that, you have weird reptilian beings called Rakshasas, who are also codenamed snakes. And these beings clearly appear to be of a reptilian nature.
Because when you are an ancient culture, or you're a early culture, your deities seem to be in place with things that are natural, like sun gods, moon gods, star gods. Then you're going to pull yourselves into having snake, because snakes are either very, very important or they're very deadly. Just like scorpions, just like bats, and a handful of other things, right? And so you will have these deities that are going to have those heads, just like dog heads, just like cat heads on the pharaohs, or in Egyptian time, right? So you're going to correlate these things and put them together. That's what we've already known with ancient cultures. What we have proof of it from around the worlds, not just a handful of places. So that's what we somehow correlate. And why does this dude have a flute through his fucking head? Do you see this? Hold on.
That's one of those.
I know he's playing it on the side. I know he's playing it on the side.
I do agree. I would have also drawn it in front of his face and not.
And then is this a piercing, or is that just symbology that's happening in front of their face? We don't know.
That's probably piercing, but
maybe.
Also,
but we don't
person
know.
In the middle, the person in the middle, do realize they are having four hands. Oh my god!
Why are
please four women
here?
at the same fucking time?
Why are their boobs down here? No, I'm just kidding. That's not their boobs, legs.
Boobies.
But anyways,
I love boobies.
so there's a lot of interpretation to be open to unless you know exactly what these symbols mean in the context of the times that they were used in the language they were using. That's the main problem about these motherfuckers, is they're like, oh my god, aliens, astronauts, your mom's vagina.
This even goes to the point that you still to this day have temples in India in which there are people called Nagas who have a human-like top.
Goddamn Nagas.
From the waist down, they literally have a snake.
It's snake
body.
people. Snake
All
people.
of this stuff
Snake
takes
people.
on a much different investigative hue. Once we look at it,
If you didn't know, they're snake people. That is what Nagas
don't
are.
explain too much because Liz will get fucking angry with you.
Yeah.
In fact, that the actual record of what we now know a nuclear bomb looks
I'm not really
and
giving it
acts like
away.
is dutifully recorded in these Hindu scriptures. So Oppenheimer was aware that this weapon unleashed a fury unlike anything we'd ever seen before. Prior to Hiroshima and Nagasaki, the scientists were the rock stars. Thomas Edison, Alexander Graham Bell.
Oh, it is Cobra?
Marconi,
I thought it was
Tesla.
just Snake.
These were the rock stars. These were the people who made our lives so exciting that we went from essentially a primitive situation where in order to have food preserved, we have to have an ice box where literally pieces of ice are covered with sawdust. So now
And
we have
salt.
electric refrigerators. We have electric lights so we can read at night. We have thoughts. being beamed wirelessly by radio, and then eventually even pictures through television.
The way that he is saying that is very
Weird,
leading.
because it's not thoughts that we're trans-fucking-mitting. It's words. It's spoken audio. It's
pictures and
audio.
recorded thingies of the stuffs, right? And so again, they are wording things in a way to get your brain to think into these conspiracies, right? Oh, I never thought of it that way. Or, you don't think that you heard them say thoughts and not actual visualizations of something that people fucking wrote a script for, rented a place, brought people in, hired actors and actresses, and recording equipment, came in and did all this stuff. They want to make you think that this is it specifically Cobra? Okay, sweet. Sure.
But then again, everything
matter.
you say is a thought, so technically.
Yeah, no. But what
if you want to be a cunt.
Well, yeah. What he's trying to, yeah, exactly. He's trying to underhand whoever that wrote this is trying to underhand that, saying, oh, to shoot a film, to shoot a commercial, to shoot at anything. All you got to do is just like throw some idiot in front of the camera and you just like barely put a background and you just like say, go, and they do it. And then you go click and you're done. No, to shoot
something, you grab a gun. Oh,
let's say a 2.5 minute commercial. Normally it's a minute 30. Sorry. Let's say it's 2 minutes and 30 seconds. You're going to be shooting for 2 days straight with only 3 freaking actors or actresses or people on set that are in front of the camera. They're going to do it.
Oh, so is that boy on girl or girl on boy on?
It matters on the commercial, but anyways, you're going to have those people say that a gazillion and a half times. You're going to have them improv it. Do it exactly like the script. You're going to have them change clothes multiple times as well. Sometimes they're going to reposition the cameras. There are so many things that happen when you do these things that you fucking conspiracy idiots don't understand what it takes to actually shoot real videography. Do you notice how like when we go over like fucking dumbass Dave cooking show and shit and all these and what's his name, fucking Cobra, you know how half the time we're taking the piss out of the way they shoot it? It's because it's not easy to do this shit. I have multiple things set up for this to look semi decent and it still looks like shit. I mean, I could make this
it looks great.
I know, but I could make it a lot better. But the reason I know this is because I went to college for electronic music production. I worked in the studio. I did lighting. I did photography. I did all this stuff to know.
Slim, no. Slim, now put yourself big on the screen because it looks good. Yes, you're using a simple green screen thingy that you hook up to the back of your chair. But it still looks fucking awesome.
Yeah,
and I'm not saying that because the background came from me.
But I could have it a little bit cleaner. I mean, it could be a little bit, I could spend a little bit more time to make this look a little bit better. But the reason
that you've got running now has less edges than some of the professional shit you see on television, dude.
Yeah.
And your tattoos, you're never gonna get rid of that shit. That's just.
And then once again, if we're always being in this aspect, I don't need to make this any better. And my audio could be a little cleaner, but I'm not getting paid $1 gazillion to do this. I'm hanging out with y'all. We're just doing this for fucking fun. So that's why that's happening like this. I did buy a new microphone recently. If you all didn't notice, and if you haven't, if it doesn't sound different, then I don't know what's happening with your audio. But I have a new microphone, and I'm doing new things with my audio, and I am upgrading some things. And hopefully soon, I will have a new video card They are now more and more available in the Americas, so I should be able to get
just
one.
go for a full complete computer, dude. Like,
I don't have $1,000 right now. I have 100, so I can throw 100 at a video card right now that's decent, just to make another monitor work. And then I'm gonna have to switch that thing for this thing, and move a couple things around in my living space. But I only have $100 to throw at something right now. So I just need to get a basic video card to get another monitor, and that's it. That's all I need right now. And a memory stick. I just need to throw another memory stick in, and then I should be golden. My computer's not that horrible. It just needs a little bit more.
Memory stick up here? Never mind.
Exactly, but it just needs a little bit more oomph is all. Like, it's not a horrible computer. It just needs a little bit more, and we're almost there. So let's blow on before we lose all of our viewers.
Sorry.
This was so exciting. People could travel, transcontinental railroad. All these things were coming out that had never happened before. The private automobile without the need for horses. And then all of a sudden, the nuclear explosion shows that technology hit a screaming brick wall. We could not trust any longer that our toys would be the instruments of our enlightenment. They could actually be the instruments of our destruction.
Loading these nuclear weapons ended up basically acting as beacons to a number of species races in our general area. The primary energy pulse that occurs in one of these explosions sends an energy that feeds back through the fabric of space-time. All stars, all planets are connected through electromagnetic filaments. Scientists call these connections the cosmic web. It looks like a giant spider web all throughout the cosmos. When a nuclear explosion occurs, it sends a feedback through this cosmic web. This is a problem because these extraterrestrials not only communicate through this cosmic web, but they actually travel through it from star to star.
Citation needed.
When we detonated these devices, we sent out a signal saying not only are we at a certain level of advancement, but we're not at a certain level of advancement spiritually.
Oppenheimer's key quotes revealed that he did.
What if the culture decided they were using nuclear technology to actually make energy, not through just explosions, but they used a bunch of it, just kind of like we're doing? Well, how does is that the in between, or is there way better, right? So that doesn't exactly mean that per se, right?
No, but a nuclear explosion, what they actually saying, like, I do get it, because that does let that radiation, and that will give off a certain pulse, and that will probably travel quite a lot through space. And like, if there are other civilizations out there,
but wouldn't we be
probably pick it up in a couple of thousand years?
Well, if you had a whole planet that had a nuclear technology that was pushing off a crap ton of that, it would seem like there was a nuclear bomb going off constantly. So that would be more okay, I guess.
Not necessarily, but
maybe
like
they would say y'all don't know what to do. But
because nuclear power is much more gradual, so it will not have that same
signature
pulse and like.
Sure. Let's go on, because I want to get to the crazy people, which is later. Which we're almost there. We're almost there.
Did not know what the effect of the detonation of the nuclear bomb would be. When they conducted the Trinity test, they were unaware as to whether or not this explosion would create a chain reaction that could actually destroy the whole Earth. And yet they proceeded forward because they believed that this weapon was the only way they could end World War II, and thus the ends justified the means.
With how potent and how powerful these technologies can be, we can never expect to be able to handle them if we operate them from a low consciousness. When you raise your individual consciousness, when you actually make the effort to become more aware of an individual, that has a mirrored effect to society. It's a law of correspondence, as above.
We're not talking about philosophy, you dumb cunt. We're talking about reality. Whatever you just said was the dumbest thing that we've ever heard, and you just made everybody that just heard that more dumb, because whatever you said did not make any fucking sense.
Then I'm happy that I'm actually quite drunk, because I'm quite drunk. I mean,
dude,
pretty tipsy.
He did
I did not catch much.
He did not say anything, bro.
Oh yeah, he said something very important. I know.
Oh, totes. Yeah, no,
I'm
like,
being annoying. Sorry.
This was insane what he fucking just said.
Below. So when you become more conscious of an individual, that makes society itself raise in consciousness. And when each one of us, every single one of us, begins making ourselves more aware, society itself is going to become more aware.
Multiple insiders with credible military and corporate backgrounds
Hey,
said that extraterrestrial spacecraft have appeared over nuclear missile installations and have completely powered them down.
First, I'd like to briefly describe the incident that I experienced in March 1967. At that time, I was a first lieutenant.
For fuck's sake. Oh, they completely turned down the... Fuck you.
Again, citation needed.
No, not citation. Fucking proof.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, you're going to say that something happened, but was it that, or did you have a power failure? What really was it?
At U.S. Air Force Station at Malmstrom Air Force Base, Montana. I was trained and assigned duties as a missile launch officer for the Minuteman I intercontinental ballistic missile. We had operational control over 10 Minuteman nuclear missiles. On the evening of March 24th, 1967, while my commander was on a scheduled rest break, I received the first of two phone calls. The first call was to report unidentified lighted objects flying above the facility.
Well, they were hovering above the nuclear silos, and what was happening was they didn't attack the nuclear.
That it's called ball lightning. It happens when you do things and stuff and things, and that's why they didn't attack you, or that's why they didn't show themselves, or you have no proof of it, you weirdo.
The silos, all they did was shut down. Captain Robert Salas had like 8 nuclear-tipped ICBMs. They all got shut down in rapid succession, and these systems have triple redundancy backup systems. So, and the guards up topside were with their weapons drawn with a glowing red saucer above the silo.
I still don't know.
This is one person from all those people that were there is saying this.
This has happened more than once. This happened in Brentwaters in the UK as well.
What most people haven't heard came to me from two insiders, Bob Dean and Pete.
Yeah, again,
like,
this is
it's
just
like it's one fucking person on that side on that base. Like I would imagine there at least be like 100 people there. Ooh, almost thrown my alcohol.
And at least like 50 would come forward at least. So this is just
like,
what I'm just.
And
now we have
again, like if the government would want to keep it quiet, they would have been dead by now.
Yeah,
well,
they would have. They would have accidentally.
They look like they probably are, but you
they
know
would
what
have
I get.
accidentally run into a wall.
No, they fall out.
Blown up in their cars and. No, that's Russia. That's Russia, not here.
They actually fall out of their bed when they. Never mind.
In the Americas, you accidentally crash into a wall. That's how we do our stuff. So if you hear somebody that is a politician or somebody higher up and they crash into a wall in their car, that's probably that's the same thing as in Russia falling out of your window.
When moving your bed bath.
When you're moving your bath, yeah, exactly. Anyways, let's keep blowing on.
Peterson, where both of them independently told me that in the year 1990, all of the nuclear warheads in the US and in the USSR completely melted down, became radioactively inert, and even the missiles themselves would just sputter around and wouldn't even fly a straight trajectory anymore. Right during the same
I don't
time
believe that
all of these nuclear missiles were literally melted down inside the warhead, we also have this amazing formation appear on a dry lake bed in Oregon.
No, but also,
The Idaho National Guard has a huge mystery
they
on
said they wouldn't fly straight yet anymore. How do they know that? Did they actually launch a nuke that was shut down that they couldn't shoot?
So supposedly afterward, they were doing experiments and nothing would fly straight after that, after the experiments they did, until they replaced them with new ones or whatever. So what happened is there was like a sun, whatever it's called, a flare, or a handful of other things that may have happened, and it caused it to. Yeah, exactly. So something like that is really what happened. Aliens did not cause any of this.
aliens.
And that is our top story today. During routine photo reconnaissance missions over Oregon, RF-4 jets spotted and took photographs of a huge carving in the desert over 1,000 feet across.
It has everybody talking. I mean, this is just something that
Yeah, and there's nobody that would just spend their entire holiday just doing that. Fuck with people.
Well, most likely it's an ancient culture that may have done something for some reason. It's probably more likely because it would have taken somebody a lot longer than that because of how big this thing was.
If you get enough people, like if you get like a whole class, if you get a class from a college, like, and they all say like, let's go fuck with the government, let's do that, let's make that. They could have probably gotten that done in like on like a spring break or something like that.
It's more likely it's an ancient culture that did that a long time ago that took forever for them to actually do properly, because you get a bunch of drunk college kids who may not make all the lines straight, but sure, it could have happened. But most likely it really is an ancient culture that did something because they saw the
culture, not ancient aliens.
Exactly.
Those well,
yeah, no, it's an ancient culture that decided that they were going to make a thing. And if it was done in rock, it was done probably by ancients. If it was done in wheat fields or other kind of fields, that was done by people trolling us because we found that out for sure.
Yeah, if they do that in fields of wheat, yeah.
Sure, maybe it could have happened. Sure. But I believe if you look more into it, it seemed to be a lot older than that. But sure, it could have been. I get you.
Yeah, that's that. But yeah, yeah.
Okay, let's keep blowing on.
Time consuming, a lot of expertise involved, had to take a long period of time, and maybe a lot of money. From point to point is exactly 11.5 degrees. Exactly. And the outer ones, they're exactly 23 degrees apart. Exactly.
No variation.
No variation.
And there's something else puzzling here, something that you do not see. You do not see tire tracks. The kind of
Did he
tracks
just say
might be
not
made by a
see?
tractor
Oh,
or a
never mind.
plow. No tire tracks. And no
Okay, so there's no tire tracks, blah, 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 yakety schmackety. It still could be done with like boards and planks or some other bowl, like whatever. It could be done easily by humans.
in motorcycle. Encouraged for NBC News.
The reality is that this is the same type of thing.
Oh, I thought this was like in a rock thingy, but this is just like on the desert floor.
It's
Okay.
being done with crop circle formations, but on an even more impressive scale. And that mark was a symbolic statement from the ETs. The mandala, remember, is
No, it
supposed to be a
wasn't.
symbol of the cosmic mind.
No, it was people trolling. Again, it was people trolling if it wasn't ancient at this point.
It's trolling people.
Yeah, but that's why they pull the board behind them so that their tracks go away and then they wipe them away. It's just like they did with the wheat fields.
Yeah.
Symbol of the creator, the origin of the universe, the geometric nature of how everything unfolds. So they're giving us a message. They're showing us that they will make sure that we stay on track for this positive future that's been promised to us.
But they won't come here and tell us
can
that
read
in
that.
person.
Yeah, they can read that from those few lines.
Exactly.
Over 35 different ancient cultures around the world.
Ladies and gentlemen, the President of the United States.
Good evening, my fellow Americans. In the councils of government, we must guard against the acquisition of unwarranted influence, whether sought or unsought, by the military-industrial complex.
Of course.
The potential for the disastrous rise of misplaced power exists and will persist. We must never let the weight of this combination endanger our liberties or democratic processes. We should take nothing for granted. Only an alert and knowledgeable citizenry can compel the proper meshing of the huge industrial and military machinery of defense with our peaceful methods and goals, so that security and liberty may prosper together.
Yeah, very peaceful.
Yeah, that's true. And when they sit down, doesn't mean they're going to show footprints.
So when
as well.
I really think about the speech from Dwight David Eisenhower, his fair.
Okay, this is the crazy lady that I wanted to at least get to. I'm gonna play her for a second, and then I'm gonna go get more ice, and I'll use the loo, and I'll be right back. But just listen to what she says. I'm going to change her to regular speed because this is where it gets very, very insane. I know it has been kind of before, but this is where it gets crazy.
Oral speech about the military-industrial complex. It brings up a lot of stuff for me. I was recruited to go off planet in 2006, and it seems to be related to the alternative.
Hold on, just give me one more second. She was recruited to go off planet in 2006, and just listen to what her punk ass fucking says.
3 scenario that relates to creating colonies off planet, and the Mars colony was the planet that was being discussed during that time. And so when we hear about a warning like that, but we don't hear about the actual alternatives or agendas or ET government treaties and some of the things that were taking place, what was he really trying to say? There's so many layers to the military-industrial complex that we're starting to discover now. And I've been definitely researching and digging real deep in order to understand really what he meant. And as many have uncovered and been a whistleblower for, and just my own experience in that Mars recruitment, we discover a secret space program, this multi-level shadow government with compartmentalism, things that happened after the Second World War, and the infiltration coming in from Project Paperclip to the American government, MK Ultra having so many branches. So it's like, okay, here's a warning about the misplaced power that exists and will persist if we as an American people don't start to become empowered, which is basically what I got from it. I could feel a lot of pride in a lot of my family members about that speech. But I would say that I'm a family member that has, I think, recognized some layers that were not brought to my attention growing up, that I've been able to sort of share with them. And again, there's compartmentalism. The NSA signed something in 1947 that made it legal, like a law, that you can disclose this sort of stuff without massive ramifications. And here we are in this particular window, without oaths being signed by many of us, with more freedom of speech and more of an ability to bring light to all of this. And that's why the speech is really relevant, because it rings true to today.
That's why all those people speak up, because it's more legal now. Sorry,
Is she talking about whistleblower protections are allowing people to speak out?
Yeah, I think that's the thing.
Like, that's what she's alluding to. So
Yeah,
she was recruited in 2006 to go off planet.
Yeah.
And I believe she's been there ever since.
Yeah, in her brain.
That's kind of what I was thinking, dude.
Like, how would they do that without anybody noticing? Like, people like line up to watch like rocket launches all the time. Are they saying some of them are like tracked by like enthusiasts, and some of them they just slip out to Mars without anybody noticing?
And then they say that we're launching a spy satellite, so people are not allowed to know much of it. And then they put her in the fairing, and then
they just put her on there, and then no satellite ever shows up or anything. They're not allowed to know.
Oh well, she's gonna be the satellite.
Well, and then
frozen and all.
Was she the only one? Like, was she gonna go on her own with like?
Yeah, she.
No. Supposedly there's 50 others. Hold on, just wait.
Did she say there was
just
50
wait.
Others?
No, just wait.
We're ahead
Just
of ourselves
wait.
again.
Yeah, you guys are jumping the gun.
Wait, we're giving head to each other again?
Sure.
Oh wait, that was last week.
We're getting there, bro. So just give us a second.
Those warnings are something that we're beginning to finally uncover.
Actually started back in 1955 with the Eisenhower administration that was forced into a treaty, somewhat of a surrender with a Nazi faction that had.
I told you.
I wouldn't say it was Nazis.
One of the witnesses that was Brigadier General Stephen Lumpkin, who was on Eisenhower's staff, who was aware that he lost control to the corporations and that it would not be in the best of hands. And so once this treaty was signed, Nelson Rockefeller restructured the whole CIA MJ-12 operations. So now our legal government is no longer in the loop. They also replaced the complete MJ-12 group that was originally set up by President Truman with Allen Dulles as MJ-1, or head of the MJ-12 operations of all people, who was highly instrumental in the Nazi infiltration. What happened was, when this happened, all of the reverse engineering operations that were Wright-Patterson Air Force Base in Ohio were moved to area.
Is he actually implying that the Nazis won World War II? Like that there's now everywhere hidden?
He's alluding to. I'm not sure that he didn't pull all of this right out of his anus and
Oh,
toss it out there.
he definitely did that.
But his implication, the implication is that U.S. presidents made deals with
Nazis,
factions, including not. He didn't say limited to, but including the Nazis. That you know, this shit's going down and has been the whole time. It's I mean, maybe, but don't you think that they'd be a little bit less surreptitious if they had all this control already in place? Don't you think they'd
but just wait.
Strings by now?
But just wait.
Okay.
We haven't talked about how they. Hold on. We haven't talked about how the Nazis brought the werewolves, the vampires, and the zombies to the moon, on the dark side of the moon, to hold them there until they're going to release them to the public once they need to.
Oh no,
we're not even,
that's real.
Dude.
That's
just wait.
Real. I heard there was a guy running for the U.S. Senate that said all that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We haven't even gotten to there, y'all. Yeah. We're not even anywhere close to delving into this onion. We're like 3 peels into a 21-layer onion right now. Just wait. We're almost.
Are you saying I shouldn't freak out yet?
Hey, Arrow, not yet.
Oh,
not
yet.
The freak is coming.
Welcome, Arrow Williams. Not sure if I've seen you before. Any relation to Pink Williams?
Anyways, let's keep going on.
All right.
51 and S4, where Eisenhower realized that he had lost control when he attempted to look into it. He was denied access.
Jesus Christ.
Okay,
we have to do this because I just wanted us to hear what's her name saying that, and then now we need to go back.
Five-star general was really pissed, so he threatened to invade Area 51 with the First Army out of Colorado, and until they allowed 2 agents to give a report of what's going on over there. And what they found was that several craft were being reverse engineered that were extraterrestrial and German origin.
One of the ways that the Nazis obtained their advanced technology before World War II was through the use of a channeler called Maria Orsic. Maria Orsic was channeling telepathic messages from extraterrestrials that were offering her plans and schematics to actually create
can you not say that when I just take it?
Maria Orsic channeled this information for the Occult Vril Society in Germany. This information was later used by these German secret societies to build out many of their crafts. Because they were
except for we do not have any proof of that, and nobody's ever made a round craft that can float and do things other than now we kind of have drones that kind of look almost like that, but nothing a substantial size with humans in it. Could you have it be that, you white supremacist fucking bastard?
They were focused more on the qualitative superiority rather than
He's
the
such a white
quantitative. They were more
supremacist.
focused on having more advanced technology rather than more tanks and boots on the ground. They were losing the ground war in Europe, but they were obtaining the more advanced technology.
Because Hitler was shooting up so much meth and doing so much meth that he was like, yeah, let's make UFOs. Let's find out fucking weird, crazy conspiracy theory things through crazy things that we think let's get some witches and bound them together, and then on the 13th we're gonna light them on, all of the things he could think of that was a
banning
cult.
from witches.
He was trying to do a cult. Everything was that it was a cult he was trying to do. That's why he believed in aliens. That's why he believed in Bigfoot. That's why they believed in vampire. I mean, literally, if you go through, he thinks everything's real, and he was trying to use it to his advantage. He was trying to make vampire soldiers. He was trying to make zombie soldiers. He was trying to do all the things, and he technically almost did make a zombie soldier. The only problem was the crystal methamphetamine that he was using was the aggro version, and it made people way too aggro on it, and it caused them to use too much of the resources by pushing themselves so hard. If they would have been, well, I'm not saying meth is great, but if they wouldn't have pushed themselves so far, so hard, so fast. And then also the other thing about meth is it makes you horny. So now you're going to go into a town and you're just going to screw a bunch of people, and you just fought a war. Now you're not sleeping for fucking days straight, blah, blah, blah. You're using all of your nutrient, and you need that when you're in war. And so that was like semi part of it, is they were just pushing themselves way too hard off of this, the drugs they were putting these people on to run the front lines, to move 12 miles a day as an army or further than that. Anyways, let's blow on, and we'll get to that eventually. I really don't know if I should do a methamphetamines during his time thing, but like I actually know like way too much more than I should about that, because I've delved way too far in certain of these rabbit holes, which I'm so glad I came out the right side.
Well, how do you differentiate between which things are true and which things are batshit crazy, and which things are just smoking batshit?
So I used to do 6-minute news packets for news packets for Fox News, CBS, and NBC. So I would come up with this was in the early 2000s. I would come up with a subject. We would find people that we could interview. We'd interview people off of a script of what we were going to ask them. Then we would go and then we would do B-roll, and then we would go back the next day and we would go find people to interview again, either the opposition or something else. So from doing the old research I used to do, I look into multiple resources, and if I can say I believe leaning more towards this is a thing, then I'll say it. Most of the time, just like what I do is, this is what we think, or this is what we've come up with. Here's kind of the summary, and or there is just conspiracy theories like ivermectin is going to help something when we look at the statistics and we see that multiple people have looked into it and they say no. So most of the time I'm in the middle just saying, here's what I can have come up with. The reason why I know about, or the reason why I've come up with this whole like methamphetamine thing with the Hitlers and with the Nazis is I've looked into it chemically, and there's chemically different ways, just like MDMA and LSD, to make it. There's LSD 25, but you can make LSD 24, you can make LSD 22, you can make other versions of it. And then there's argot that you can use to make a version of something that feels like LSD, but it's not an lysergic acid dithotamate, right? Same with psilocybin. It's a different version of a hallucinogen. So there's different versions of all these things. Same with crystal methamphetamine. There is crystal methamphetamine. There's crystal methamphetamite, doth, or something else. There's different versions that you can make of it. What supposedly they gave to all the soldiers was the aggro version of it. I don't remember which version that is. And I accidentally did that a couple times. And that shit, you do it and you want to kill people, literally. Like, you do not think that anybody's life is worth anything. And if somebody tries to fuck with you, you're literally like, I'll fucking kill you. Like, I don't care. Like, as soon as you're dead, you're out of my life. You're the only reason I knew that is because we had chemists that were around us at the time, and we actually gave them things to test. And we did a lot of testing when I was selling. And so when we had MDM something else, not MDMA, we could tell it. No, but it was it was the other version of it. There was MDMM or something like that. I don't remember. And then we could tell that. So we had testing kits and we could tell purity and that stuff. And I worked really, really close to Dance Safe that helped us test a lot of these things. And then like the Salem witch drug could have been that, and or it could have been Datura. And Datura is a hallucinogen that comes off of flowers, and they call it the devil's trumpet. And the reason they call that is because kids used to break it off and they used to put it up to their mouth because it looks like a trumpet, and they used to go da, 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 and then they'd hallucinate for 2 days straight because they took in the hallucinogen that came off of the bell of the flower.
Just curious because I don't know what's the Salem witch drug.
That's what I was talking about, Datura. It was either Datura or it was Aragot. It was most likely Aragot, but there are some. So Aragot, which if you don't know what that is, yeah, Jimson, we Datura, same. No, so sorry. Give me a second. Aragot, they think is what caused the Salem witch trial hysteria, which was a fungus that grows on wheat, and it only brings out the hallucinogens once you bake it or cook it. So when they made it into bread, they gave it to the town, and the whole town was eating this hallucinogenic bread. Yeah, thank you, Harry. Yep, I got it. I'm there. But thank you for reiterating exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's actually quite interesting.
Yeah.
To be honest, I didn't know that.
And speaking of that devil, because we need to get back into this, when we do the satanic panic, I'm going to go over witches, vampires, and a handful of other things for the original satanic panic, right? Mythological creatures taking over a town or doing something to cause like murder and stuff, or a panic in the society, even like Jack the Ripper. But we're going to go over more mythological creatures and cryptids and stuff, and then get to the witch trials, which is the Aragot cases, and how we think what might have been Aragot, and then get to the 1960s. Technically was the beginning of the satanic panic, but then the 70s is the real boom, and then we'll talk about the 1990s, and then now we're back into another satanic panic. So we're going to go over the history of that as soon as I can get 666 subscribers. So if you've not subscribed,
the current satanic panic isn't it just the trans panic? Because that's what it's mainly about.
Are you not waiting to the 66th of June to do this?
I should probably do that, huh? I should do. Well, that would be next year.
It's a long ways away, the 66th of June.
Yeah, no, I don't think we're going to do that because I'm going to get to like way further than that by that time for sure. I would love to just hover around 666, but the way that the numbers are climbing right now, we're going to probably be at 1,000 in the next month or two.
I think he didn't even notice what you just said.
He might not have. He might not have, but the 6th
it took me a second with my drunk fucking hat. Like, wait, what? That's not possible.
Oh, time? Well, no, whatever.
Oh, he said the 66th of June. How many days are in fucking June?
June? They're not. Anyways. Okay, so scopolamine is another thing as well that people have used for doing hallucinogens, and that is the poison in the tigerfish, I believe is what it is. So there are multiple things that have caused hysteria going through different cultures, and that's what we're going to try to go over. So anyways, the dancing plague of 1518, it's kind of almost the same thing. So we'll go over all that stuff once we get 666 subscribers, and I hope we can get to 1,000 very soon, but we'll see. But let's keep blowing on.
Sounds great.
And it's so funny that I have looked way too far to all of this fun stuff. Will somebody send Hooves a link if they don't mind?
Technology, and to save that technology, they took it down to Antarctica pre and during World War II.
In the late 1930s, the Nazis had an expeditionary group go down to Antarctica, and they found some very interesting things. They found a region under the ice that was created by geothermal heat from volcanoes. And there would be 3 miles of ice, and a few thousand feet above ground level would have been melted by the geothermal heat. And
oh, sorry, I had to turn off. I'm in my car, so I probably sound like shit. Oh my God! So when you started talking about the super soldier serum for Germany, oh my God, there are so many stories about super soldiers. Then you brought up cryptids. I was like, fuck, I know a shit ton about that. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, well, let's get into this cryptid versions of this first, and then another time.
What is this?
Other cryptids. Well,
I just joined. I just got done working a 15-hour shift, so.
This is the secret space program from the Nazis. Pretty much. And right now we're talking about how they found the underground civilization under Antarctica. Yeah. It doesn't make any sense.
Nazis on the moon, but
you're roboting pretty bad there, Hooves. Yeah.
It says it was going between my Wi-Fi. It was going between my Wi-Fi because I just pulled in my driveway. So
yeah, no worries,
they even had a Nazis on the moon, and they've done movies on these.
Yes, I know.
They've done movies on almost all that shit. Even the Manhattan Project, the Germans were working on one, and there's a movie that they did based on that too.
Yeah, so for some reason, for no reason, the secret space program is talking about the underground caves that they found in Antarctica. So let's just blow on to see what they say from here, because it's freaking hilariously stupid.
I'm on.
The rest of the ice acts as an insulator, causing it sort of like an igloo effect, and the dome would grow from the heat, the geothermal heat, and it would melt and run under the ice. And that was some of what was lubricating the ice and causing it to move. But underneath these areas, they were finding perfect areas to build submarine bases.
Oh my!
So not only did the Nazis build out submarine bases, as they developed more and more of their space program, they developed out a.
Why would you do that in the middle of fucking Antarctica, you weird twats? No, that's not what these are, you fucking idiots. They're fucking volcanic tubes, you fucking idiot. Just because they look like they're fucking submarine shaped does not mean they are, you weirdos.
Massive spaceport.
God damn it.
Spaceports were developed. And
hey, don't yuck on his yum.
To basically the Americans began to.
There's a bunch of volcanic activity that seems to happen under there, but not recently. It's very, very ancient. So it probably happened while the Earth was very, very hot, and there wouldn't have been ice there yet. Let's just assume that, and maybe there was a little, but these are volcanic tubes, and we know that because you look around the world and they look exactly like every other volcanic tube anywhere else.
To develop more and more research and development bases in Antarctica. In the late 1950s, a treaty was signed that stated that Antarctica was going to be used for peaceful.
No, but if you built a sub in the middle of Antarctica,
why is it going to go? Where? Why? What?
How the fuck are you getting it to the ocean?
It's just like in fucking Archer.
Antarctica isn't ice like the Arctic, right? It's land under ice.
Yeah, and totally.
Like, I don't know if people are like thinking that there's like, I mean, there are some ice shelves, but that's not the majority of it.
There is land under it. Is it like 20 or 30% or whatever of it going past it or some bullshit? Sure, but there is a land mass under it.
For like
if there was not a land mass under it, no, but
the vast majority is a land mass.
Yeah, sure.
If there was not a land mass under it, then where did the thermal heat come from? Where would the heat come from? The
Okay, so Purple is saying, and I believe this as well, but I just think it's way further. There are still volcanic activity under there, but where these idiots are going is hollow tubes, and they're just delving into these little hollow tubes. And again, just because it looks like a pill doesn't mean that's a fucking, and because it has an outer hole up doesn't mean it's a motherfucking submarine, you dumb twats. Okay, so everybody go to what Purple just put up. I'm not going to open that right now because I want to keep going through this because Purple, I'm sure you know this, and everybody out there, we're just here to take the piss out of these people and to make fun of them and like not really disprove them because we really don't have to technically. But if I get something wrong, y'all let me know that I got something wrong because I don't want to be wrong because I don't want to promote.
You got your faith wrong.
I had to switch to my computer. So
okay, so here we. So one whore. Okay, let's keep blowing on with this idiocracy.
I'm amused.
And then once again, they say that every country, continent, blah blah blah, yakety schmackety, signed the treaty, and it actually is only with like 52 organizations, and there's 100 and something of whatevers, right? So just because a handful of people signed a treaty to say they aren't gonna like do anything to extract minerals or anything from that land doesn't mean that's the world. And anybody who didn't sign isn't going to do it because they're like a very, very small country. But once again, you guys are lying saying that everybody signed that treaty. No, everybody didn't.
That's like saying that everybody signed the treaty for not whaling, and yet Norway still does it because they didn't bother signing the treaty.
And look at Japan.
Yeah.
But anyways, let's not go to that bullshit because that's
it was just an anecdote to go with.
Yeah, no, totally. Saying. And that's just another rabbit hole to dive down as well. But let's keep going on with this one.
Let's blow on.
Well,
let's blow on like a blowhole.
Basically arriving and digging giant holes under the ice in various areas and building out these giant complexes, much like
okay, Al, we'll see you.
It's called Project Iceworm.
All right, Al. Thank you very much for being here. We'll see you
later.
So, just to do a real quick synopsis, if this is the project I'm thinking about, the assumption is that because Germany was stupid, which they were trying to create complexes like in different remote areas to have because they expected that they were going to take over the world, so they wanted to cover everything. So this guy's assuming that they built fucking submarines in the ice over a landmass
after a treaty happened that was supposedly with 54 nations or 52. I think it's 52. I could be wrong, but then Purple said exactly what I was trying to get at. Although I'm drunk and so my numbers are off a little bit, but there are 154 nations technically, and the United Nations recognizes over 200. So if you look at the Antarctic Treaty, to the best of my knowledge, it's only signed by 52. And if somebody, again, let me know if I'm off, and I'm probably off by numbers. It's only like 52 countries or nations. Sorry, I always say countries and I mean nations.
Nations, yeah.
And that's not all of them, you idiots. But again, it's not made to be so nobody goes there, you twat whistles. It is to say, let's make some place in the world a peaceful place where we don't war there. That's all that it really is, bro.
That's basically like
12
and brain steel, agree to a pact that we're not gonna, bang this blonde that lives down the street. Neither one of us are gonna do that because we signed the treaty. Cyborg didn't sign the treaty. That means he may bang her. I mean,
yeah,
and he probably will.
They're out. Right, but
the
they're
only
outside of the treaty, so they don't actually have anything holding them back from doing, mineral mining or mineral exploration.
Sure, but the other problem about that is, if I try to invade that territory, I probably will get bombed before I get close to that vagina. And the other thing about the vagina, it has an ice ring around it that's very, very hard to get past. So to get into there to mine it is hard, and
that's where the White Walkers. That's where the White Walkers are now.
Are useful. No, but again, that's why we all did the whole Treaty of Antarctica, because it's so hard to get there, to put things there, to mine, to get. You know what I'm saying? So everybody's like, "No, we're good, homie. Let's just all say that that's where we don't do shit." That's really what it is. It's so hard to do that stuff there that we were just like, yeah, no, we're cool. Everybody just like hang out.
That's the amusing part about when people like this idiot here is talking about this thing that the Nazis were trying to pull off in Antarctica.
Yeah.
You covered what I was going to say earlier, which was the biggest problem they have is, one, people don't understand Germany did not have resources. They farmed out their resources, and a lot of resources they got from Russia, but they didn't have a whole lot when it comes to resources. So getting the people, the manpower, the transportation, and moving everything up to Antarctica was they found out very quickly after starting it, it's not feasible. There's no way to do it without putting them in crippling debt and losing the war.
Yeah. Do you know what was happening right before Hitler came into power and did all the thingies of the mobbers?
Yes.
There was a depression.
Mm-hmm.
They were about ready to go under. That Germany was about to become not a thing anymore.
Yeah, the whole world was, but Germany was like in the worst shape. Germany and another country, I think Austria was with them on that.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. But that's what happened. And so, like you were just saying, host, they didn't have a gazillion resources. They didn't have all this stuff. They did throw everybody into every mine they could and got everybody to be somebody to do something to pull in resources. Like, God damn it, I really don't want to say this like this, but taking all the gold from the people that they oppressed. There we go. That's the easiest way to put that bullshit.
Yeah,
right?
I mean, just drop it down to simple. Kiss, man. Keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah, exactly. So, anyways, and as of blah blah blah, 56 states of the party in the treaty, and the 29 in which, and 11 of the 12 in the signature, blah 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 blah. But yeah, and then also whatever's. But once again, folks, it's really, really hard to get to Antarcticas. And so if you want to go there, you can go and die on the backside of it if you really want, but you got to pay like $30,000 because you've got to like have somebody drop you off and with enough supplies to go there. And somebody's going to pretend to like watch you. But if you say you want to go to this place, they're going to tell you, fuck off, or no, go ahead and drop you there. And I'm not going to come with you, you dumb cunt.
I mean, none of these, to feed off of what you're saying, none of these conspiracy theorists actually do any damn research, because if they did, they'd realize how few Antarctic exploration trips there are, because A, it's so expensive. B, it is a fucking nightmare for logistics.
You have to have 30. You have to have 30 before you even book a trip. Well, let's just talk about the supplies that you need to go there for, like, let's say a week. It's $30,000 just for supplies, medical and food. Now you have to hire. Now you have to get a trip. Now you have to get a plane or a way there. And most of the time, it is not a plane directly there. It is a plane to a ship, and then the ship will take you into the bay. And then there's one. It's probably not that much to actually get buried there, but to go there and spend time is very, very hard. And supposedly they only have one alcove or one coast that is mild enough most of the time during the year so that you wouldn't die completely if you were outside for more than 2 minutes.
Slim.
Yeah.
This is creepy.
Okay.
I'm gonna send you a screenshot that just happened, like while you and I were talking.
Oh,
here.
Okay.
And I want you to tell me if this is not creepy as hell.
Okay, let's do it. Yeah. And exactly, they ran out of resources for sure, and their peoples were running out of resources personally, as in their internal fuel as a human body began running out, and they couldn't go further as much as he wanted them to move.
Yeah, their biggest mistake was double crossing.
They did it too soon. They double crossed Russia too soon. Russia was Stalin.
It's funny.
Actually had a fear. Yeah, getting that that showed up like mid conversation with us. I got an email. I was like, wow,
that's hilarious.
Yeah. So you guys know what I'm talking about. We were just talking about how much it costs to go to Antarctica, and he kept saying $30,000. I just got an email for a loan up to $35,000.
They're like, go to Antarctica. No.
Yeah. So anyway, back to Stalin. Stalin was actually afraid of Germany. And it wasn't because Stalin thought that Germany would beat them up. Stalin knew that he had just literally gutted his military. He either killed or banished all the veteran generals. So everybody that was there was like in their late 30s, early 40s. Those were the generals over there. That's why it was such a clusterfuck when Germany first attacked. That's why they got so far as they did, because their military infrastructure was garbage.
Yeah.
So they basically jumped the shark on that. They jumped too fast. They should not have double crossed them as quickly as they did. But because Hitler was like super fucking paranoid, he pushed it.
Yeah. Okay, so let's blow on a little bit more with this. And I love how it's supposed to be the secret space program, and we're talking about Antarctica. It's so funny how this works. Yeah, exactly. It's so funny how this works.
I'm gonna grab my dinner real quick, because like I said,
for sure, brother.
So I'll be right back.
Yeah, for sure, brother.
Back in the 1960s, where in Greenland, the United States Army Corps of Engineers was building out an ICBM base hidden under the ice, and it was very sophisticated. I'm told that they were very similar in when they were built.
That's what you're told.
But that's Greenland. That's not
in this program. Companies that were given access to these R&D bases began to develop NBC testing, they called it, nuclear, biological, chemical testing.
But
which
they weren't supposed to be doing this in Antarctica. So why are they doing this? Just because they're doing it in Greenland doesn't mean they're doing. Yeah, just because they're doing it in Greenland doesn't mean they're doing it in Antarctica. You fucking weirdo.
Compounds to affect how people develop psychologically or physiologically. So a lot of very, very dark scientific programs began to be developed down in Antarctica, and indeed are going on to this very day. One of the biggest things that the cabal does not want us to know about are the existence of these R&D bases and all of the horrible crimes against humanity that are occurring on these R&D.
All the cards against humanity. Oh, never mind.
Bases.
On December 9th, 2015.
There's just all these old Nazis sitting around playing Cards Against Humanity with each other because they have nothing else to do. Jesus Christ. Okay, anyways.
William Tompkins released his epic book,
This guy's
Selected by
crazy.
Extraterrestrials. I became aware of it early in 2016, but it wasn't until he had conducted several interviews that he and I became friends and began speaking regularly. The story of William Tompkins is quite amazing. Here's a man who's 93 years old.
That was Greenland. It wasn't Antarctica. That's
right
what
as he
it's so
begins his
funny.
military career in the Navy, working in a highly classified program for the United States government at the highest levels, where he was personally...
Hey, Greenland is close to Antarctica, so it must be this. No, that's not how that works, you idiots.
responsible for getting information from 23 different American spies who were embedded.
But close only works in hand grenades and horseshoes or some bullshit like that,
The
right?
German secret space program, which apparently included bases in Antarctica.
A single Navy operative went into Germany. This is like 1939. He didn't believe this, but there was very strange organizations and different research groups all over, not just Germany, but in the occupied countries too. And strangely enough,
secret
Germany
organizations
was putting
like
in production
not organizations, but like
fantastic
CIA,
vehicles.
FBI,
They
and
didn't
then
have wings on these aircraft. They didn't have empennage or tails. They had landing gears. Some of them were triangular shaped. Some were rectangular.
yeah, but none of them ever actually fucking worked. Otherwise, they would be fucking used today, you weirdos. Just because people tried out shit that fucking was weird doesn't mean that it was alien or anything. And Purple is saying that there's 7 countries that have permanent bases in Antarctica, but they don't always, they can't keep their people, like literally they change out like every like 2 months or something like that. And that's why they're saying that it's really there's a dozen people there each from each country or something like that. But they rotate them out there very, very often. And
Yeah, that would be good for your mental health, being stuck in Antarctica. Whoa.
Yeah, yeah, no, we already figured out that you can't keep people in certain places for too long like that. And yeah, exactly. Where are the prototypes now? You say these things were there, but where are they now? We've already gone but we've already gone a gazillion years past that. Why have we not seen any of that technology being used now?
Because it doesn't work.
Fucking fake. Yeah, exactly.
Shape. Some were round shaped like a saucer. And so he, being a spy for the Navy, found out all of these fantastic situations that were going on inside of Germany.
His
And
eyebrows
this is
are
an
huge.
extra.
His eyebrows are huge.
Dude, his hair is a fucking mess. I mean, like, oh my
Dude, he
Jeebus.
reminds me of not saying aliens, but aliens guy.
Dude, I know, totally.
Go on. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to distract. Keep going.
No. I'm on the same page with you, brother. And like, he looks disheveled as fuck. Like, if you were putting him in a documentary or a film, wouldn't you be like, hey, bro, like, we're gonna like comb your hair a little bit, and we're gonna like kind of make you not look like you just woke up 30 seconds ago and we threw a shirt on you, and then we're asking you questions while you're in a state of still being sleeping, like literally
like a lunatic.
This is gonna be a little insensitive, but it gives me like, and I know he doesn't because I can tell by how he's talking, but it gives me Asperger vibes, like those guys that are like super into like researching Bigfoot or the chupacabra.
Yeah, totally. Sure. I get you for sure.
But they're so focused, they don't care about their hygiene. They're hyper focused on what they're researching.
They're like, yeah, piss in a jar. What about it? And you're like, whoa, buddy. Oh, Jeebus Christ. Okay,
you know. Warrior now.
Yeah, we're talking about Leaking Warrior for sure. So, anyways, let's blow on with this.
Blow on.
An important point. Instead of him going to his boss, coming back to the United States, he went directly to the Secretary of the Navy, Forrestal.
Okay.
Forrestal gets tapped on the shoulder.
Hey, I don't know.
He gets told, don't select
maybe
a Navy officer to head up these operatives. What? He's told to select somebody who had never been in Annapolis. Now, almost every Navy officer, whether they're a 1-star or a lieutenant commander, they've all been through Annapolis to learn how to be a Navy officer. It turns out Forrestal is told that.
So when there is a
20 minutes.
When there is an outsider that's trying to look at something for some reason, like there, like the military says there might be something wrong with the way that they're doing something in the Navy, let's say. You have to have an outsider come in and go, let me look at this, and then I'll learn all of the stuff about the things. And then I will go to other people and ask them what I saw, and then we'll figure out if, right? You can't have. I know this happens all the time.
It's like the police. They use that internal. They use an independent, like If Chicago Police Department sector department
of an
28 is thought to be corrupt, they bring somebody from like Indianapolis or L.A.
An outside
Internal
resource.
Affairs. Yes.
There we go. Yeah, an outside resource or an outside observer. Let's put it that way, right? So let's say that the Navy is having a problem with spending money. Somebody from the IRS is going to come in and start delving into it. Does that person from the IRS know the hierarchy and how the Navy works? Fuck no. But they're there to find out a job outside of what to figure out. So what he just said doesn't make sense. Just because an outside person comes in to assess the situation and or to bring in something different. When you have people who are in building a rocket ship, like in NASA, you have 20 different versions of different types of scientists and engineers coming together. So for you to assume that a person who is building a rocket ship knows the hierarchy of the captain from the other people on it, I'm not even going to assume other. That doesn't mean shit, homie. You don't. No, God damn it. Why am I even saying this? This guy is definitely going through dementia, unfortunately, and I don't want to make. We're not making fun of this person. But they're being used to the. Honestly,
I was thinking that they give me a vibe that they're in a home, that they have trouble taking care of themselves.
And just like with Flat Earth Dave, he coaxed that old lady to say that shit about Flat Earth.
Now,
Go ahead.
Dave, was it?
Here's my look on it. All right, so Afro Grampy here. It may not be dementia. What it is he has an answer, and instead of investigating to find proof to an N answer, he only looks to create evidence to prove his answer. There's a big difference in investigating. And because I float around in different universes, a lot of these tragedy pimps do that same thing. They don't have an answer. They don't looking for an answer. They're trying to prove their answer. It's a completely
They're trying to
different
prove
motive.
a narrative. Yeah,
Yes.
the narrative that they've come up with inside of their brain to fit that thing. That's what they're going to keep pivoting towards, no matter what evidence. Just like a flat earther, just like a sovereign citizen. No matter how many times they get arrested and their car gets towed, they still believe they're a sovereign citizen that deserves and get tased. Just
I love
like
the window
the fraud.
breaking.
I love the taser. And another reason why I like the taser so much is because I do taser acts live on stage, and I get tased at least twice a year from different.
Slim. When you get through to Europe, would it be possible for you to arrange that you get tased?
So what?
Could I be the one to do it?
Sure. Oh yeah. No, of course. So what I normally do, I used to charge $50 to let somebody tase me with one of the hand tasers. It was like $1 million.
There's a reason I don't own one.
Volts or whatever it is. It's the thing that doesn't kill you. But I had a 1 million, I think. The reason I stopped doing that is because some drunk dude punched me in the side with it, and it threw me 3 feet in the air, and I still have scars from it, and actually went inside of me. The prongs went inside of me.
Oh, Jesus!
Which is not normal.
Yeah, you usually do the penetrating.
Yeah, exactly.
You could get tips for that, and like if you.
So now,
if you get that many tips, that much money, then you will get tased, not by the person paying it, but
so now
by
what we
somebody
do,
that you kind of trust.
Well, now that what we do is, besides letting people staple money to me with an industrial stapler, I have the girls from Damsels in Distress or something like that is their website. And every time they come out with a new taser, I have them come on stage with me, and I have one of their reps tase me in the side to show how much it hurts.
No,
And we
that's
do
cool.
a promo. We do a promo for them to say, here, if it can make me jolt, and I don't really overact, but it's not fun to be tased for sure. But you know, I let them use the largest one, and we try to show like the electricity going between me and it and
Who
stuff.
hurt
So
you?
I get tased about 2 times a year or something like that. Not through the police, but through showing.
Yeah.
Who hurt you?
If you count the police, that's like
A
once
lot
a
of
week,
people.
right?
Yeah. We want to do okay. Purple. We'll try to get on TV. I'm trying my hardest to get us on TV. Don't worry about that. Maybe one day. Although I have been on TV multiple times, but that's a little different.
Yeah, let's move on, mosey on down the road with this.
Let's mosey on down
guy.
because we can talk about tasing for years.
Every book in the libraries, every book in the colleges, every book in the universities, every
Hey,
book
Ollie,
on
man.
this planet is misinformation.
Oh my Jesus Christ!
It's misinformation. So, which is initiated by the Draco reptilians as far back as 6,000 years ago.
Did you all just
Case
hear
in
that?
point. Case in point.
This is why I love this conspiracy so much, is because they go through like so much craziness. Like it's so insane that like I don't even know what to do anymore.
Sorry, I was saying like a home. I'm changing that to a mental institute.
No, here's the problem. Okay, so
Yeah.
back to what I was saying about they got to make their own narrative. They got to make their own shit work.
Yeah.
You guys deal with flat earthers all the time. Have you ever heard of pushytrons?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a fucking whole thing. Yeah, I know.
That's the stupid shit they come up with just to field their narrative. I miss Schrodinger's cat. I don't give a shit
We
about
all
the
do.
drama about his whatever. I love the fact that he would show up with a flat earther and have like the highest number he's gotten to is like 76 or 78 exhibits of his proof, and their only proof on their side was nuh-uh.
I know.
Yeah,
That's
but
why I don't debate.
That's also what I appreciate about MC Toon, because like he knows what they're about to say, and he sets such beautiful traps. I don't watch him enough, but like the times that I've seen him set traps for flat earthers, he makes them say
He's
stuff,
amazing.
and then he flips the coin and like uses their own words against them. That's so fucking funny.
This hits close to home. That hits close to home to me because my sister's brother-in-law, so her husband's brother, is a flat earther.
Okay,
and he's actually sold. He sold his house and got an RV, and left his job. He said he was going on vacation, ended up being gone too long, and ended up losing his job, to travel to, I think it was Utah, to some kind of flat earth jamboree or some shit.
Yeah.
And he tried to tell me that Australia wasn't real. I'm like, wow, that's got to really fuck with those Australians. I was like, oh no, they're actors. I'm like, oh, okay.
Or why?
Cool.
That's what you always have to keep doing. What I've come up with, or what I've found out from other people saying this over and over again, we just need to keep asking why, and eventually their brain may like click to see the wrongness. So you're like, the Earth is flat, okay, but why?
Yeah,
They're hiding it. Then
so
why?
God, why?
But why? And then like that's the only thing that I've come up with, and I know I didn't learn this for myself. A handful of other people have kind of said this is the only way to kind of break them to some extent, or to get them maybe out of it, is just why? Okay, well then why? And then why? Because we're gonna go over this very soon. How the right has overtaken debates and has taken control of masturbating.
Can we because something that has always bothered me, because anytime somebody says right or the left, it kind of bothers me because I would be considered a right, but I'm not an extreme. So I would prefer to use extreme right and extreme left because
sure. Let me put it this way. The American evangelicals or the
white supremacists, fucking fascists, Nazi cunts.
it's the evangelical Americans, because they nationalists, right, or whatever, whatever they call them. It's those things. It's the extremism. Because once again, we're not anti either side. We're not anti-religion. We're anti-extremists, and that's why we go over all this bullshit. Not because I'm anti anything completely, but I just can't let y'all get away. Anybody, either left, right, middle, anything. I just can't let people get away with too much extremism.
Extreme is a mental. Yeah,
condition. Exactly. And that's what we're trying to go over and get rid of. So anyways, let's go on a little bit further with this gentleman talking about the reptilians.
I wondered if you can go in there.
The reptilians really came into control and started to be able to manipulate what was going on the face of the planet about 6,000 to 7,000 years ago.
Is that Dwayne?
It's true that they have
Hey, Commander.
technologies to be able to be in a room and look like a human.
Commander.
But usually they're in underground bases in various places on the globe, as well as in a huge area in Antarctica. The southeast region has a large number of underground caverns that are kept extremely warm, too warm for humans, by geothermal heat. It's a perfect place for all of these colonies that...
It's the coldest place on Earth, but it is the warmest place on Earth. Yeah, that proves that to me, you weirdo.
That could technically work, but like
I get it, but
they're using the igloo concept.
Yeah, no, but again,
but also
it's
like then it's like, oh yeah, but there it's so warm we can't be there, so there must be reptilians there.
Have either of you watched the TV show Inside Job?
Oh hell, fucking yes.
Oh yeah,
of course. That is, I want to show to people like this. I want them to watch that to realize how stupid the shit they think is.
We used to play the lizard people thing for Lizard's intro. Well, them talking about it before.
Okay.
Saying how they control everything or blah 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 yakety schmackety, and the Mothman. No, it was the Mothman that was saying in front of the if you ever come across a lizard person, don't say these things. It was that intro was his
Mothman of Internal Affairs, wasn't it?
Yeah.
He's like HR too, I think.
Yeah, exactly. Similarly. So, anyways, Jeebus Christ, goddamn it, Purple. Wait, penguins are birds? These are descendants from dinosaurs. So the penguins guarding the ice wall in modern day. They're overlords? Totally. That's exactly how that happens.
Did you just say Saurian overlords?
Yeah, Saurian overlords.
Jesus Christ.
Of course. Purple knows all about the stuffs and the things. And
I like Purple already.
And then, of course, Sydney says this.
Nothing wrong with that.
No, of course not. No.
If you're not a white supremacist, then there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah. And they're our commander is our
Sydney's my favorite.
Defense penguin with AK-47s. I think is that what you normally all have. I think it's polar bears that have the grenade launchers, right? Did I get it right? The order of the I love all this.
I actually do have a picture of Sydney. She's
oh my god, we haven't made the penguin with AK-47s and polar bears with grenade launcher.
Oh my Jeebus. That is absolutely ridiculous to give penguins AK-47. MP5s would be more manageable and lighter ammunition.
A commander, let us know if which ones they gave you, because I could be totally wrong about what they gave you. But I do know the polar bears have grenade launchers. I've seen it myself.
And as Sydney mentioned before, she's our Jewish ninja penguin.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, I know.
Yeah. See,
And
this it looks like.
And that's what she looks like with the yoga mat. She's got her yoga mat.
Is that a spoon going off to the right?
She got a spoon on the other side, the yoga mat on the other side. I'm down with that, but
there you go.
And then there,
full tactical.
Yes. Yep. So there we go. There's our
hey
penguin army.
I want you to send me every one of those pictures, Cyborg.
Brainless has them all, so he can send them. Or
penguins are one of my favorite creatures, aside from goat sloths.
Post them in my AI generated thing,
I'll
and then and then we can go from there.
I fucking love these. Okay, that's epic.
This kind of gives me a Legend of Zelda vibe.
It actually gives me Sky Captain vibes, and more like a like a steampunk kind of feel to it. Like
now I have to show off my stuff. Jesus,
this
fuck assassin.
I love this one. This is so Assassin's Creed.
I was gonna say Assassin's Squee, but
yeah.
I love it. No, I actually made this. I didn't notice at that time, but the site that I used, like one of the premium generators, had a couple of free.
Only shows. Okay. All right. So, anyways, let's blow back to.
Sorry.
I actually don't want to go back to the other subject. I want to stay on the.
Yeah. Well, let's go a little bit further into this before we get. Okay, so here we blow about the reptilians in caves and
The reptilians have basically cities, huge cities with millions of them.
So, the Secretary of the Navy selects Rick Abata. He's not even an American. He comes over here with his family.
American.
He goes to school here. He goes to the second year in high school. He leaves school. He joins the Navy as a third class seaman. Works his way up. Now he's a commander.
How much do you have to do in the Navy to become a third class seaman? Never mind. We'll talk about that later.
We can ask Billy. He's part of the boat.
Now, now he's a commander.
By the Secretary of the Navy to head up all of these operatives to go back into Germany and find out what's going on. Because that individual had never had misinformation given to him about every technical field on the planet.
Everything we learn in the establishment-controlled education systems is specifically designed to program our minds away from the truth. Physics is wrong. Medicine is wrong. History is wrong. Everything we are taught in textbooks is mainly wrong. And this is done purposefully, so we don't understand how to move our bodies, how to feed our bodies, what really happened in the past, what technology can really do these days. All of these things, if we learn them, would help us empower ourselves.
So in school, I know there are places that didn't do this, and in the Americas, it was not given right. And look at your dumbass face right now, homie. There wasn't physical education. We didn't go through a nutrition class. We weren't taught how science works. What are you talking about, you idiot? You just didn't pay attention in school, you fucking dumbass twat.
All right. First of all, this dude was the guy that was getting high behind the dumpster.
Yeah, of course.
Janitor. Okay.
Yeah,
so,
of course.
To go back to Grampy, not Grampy Lobster. We miss you. So a third class seaman that is a term used by somebody who is not of the Navy or never has been in the Navy, because if he was in the Navy, he would have said petty officer third class.
Totally.
Because a third class seaman, a seaman is an apprentice. There's no third class apprentice. Apprentice is when you're learning how to be in the job that you signed up for. So this guy was, I don't think if he was in the Navy, he hit his head and doesn't know what he was. I'd really like to see his DD-214 and show it to Billy and see if he was actually in the Navy.
He doesn't know what that means. If you asked him that, he'd be like, huh? And you're like, yeah, you fucking weren't in the fucking, you're stolen valor, motherfucker. Literally is what I think.
Yeah. You're not in Slim's Discord?
I am in Slim's Discord. Oh, I think. Am I not? No, I'm in Widow Son's Discord. I don't think I'm in Slim's Discord.
Oh, I'm in that one as well, so I can find you there.
And yeah, and you can't build planes if you don't know how physics works to actually make them fly. So, I mean...
Nope, it's not like a paper airplane, my friend.
No, exactly. Like, there's fuel, weight, blah, blah, blah. There's so many
I see you,
things. So anyways, let's blow on with this idiot.
Well, you wanted all of
us
them.
actually understand what's really going on with our reality.
Now, if you were to go to San Diego and look over at North Island, you're going to see a tall building like this. There's a small office in the top of that building, which is a secret office for the Admiral. This is where the operatives come to. So the Admiral's aide comes to my barracks, taps me on the shoulder, and he only says one word: he's here. We drive over to that building, we get up to the top, we go into this conference room, a small room. Admiral Riccaboni sits here, I sit here, and one of 3 other bosses that I have are all captains. So now I have 3 captains as bosses, and now a 2-star admiral. He just got another raise. Wow. He just came back from Lockheed. He just came back from Scripps Institute. He just came back from all the
Did he
aircraft
just change his story mid-sentence?
I kind of think so, but once again, well, sure, I think he did. I totally think he did. Once again, he has dementia, I think. But now
I'm
he's
actually
saying,
leaning towards that because he did change it. Like it just happened yesterday. Like, oh my God, yeah. So he just got a raise, dude. You were just telling us about the people that were there. What does his raise have the fuck to do with anything?
yeah. But then, if he just got back from going to all these places and doing things, he probably would get a raise after going through all these different missions, you twat.
But
So
you'd have to know about the Navy to understand that.
Yeah. Well, of course. Yeah. And like, I don't know who this douche nozzle exactly is because I don't care enough to like even pay attention. Because for us, again, this is just for fun. We just do this to take the piss out of all these fuckers because literally there's nothing they're getting right. Like, I know more of these histories than most of these people, and I was around for a lot of stuff
and things.
Whatever. I can't 100, but during the 90s and stuff, I saw a lot of things, and I was involved with a lot of people. And then also when I moved here, I was involved with a lot of higher up people in weird things, and so like I kind of know how things work. And again, I don't have proof of any of this, and we could be totally wrong, but I'm just making fun of you.
I'm willing to bet if we ask for his DD-214 that he doesn't have one because he was kept off the records because he's classified and they didn't want him on the books, or he has a DD-214 and he was only just ever a petty class seaman and didn't actually ever go anywhere. And he'll say, well, of course, because they're not going to put any of that stuff on my DD-214. I had to maintain a bit of stealthiness to myself, clandestine background, so they couldn't put down anything on bullshit.
Yeah. Well, or he tried to get in, failed, and they said, you can be the janitor in like this restroom over here off to the side, and you're technically
you can mop up the semen.
Yeah, you're technically hired through us. You're a private citizen that's hired through us, contracted through us, and you aren't actually serving through us. So you're still a citizen, right? So that could be another thing. This douche wants to pretend he was higher up than he was when he literally was just a citizen the whole time, mopping up jizz after the seaman came in and got done with Cookie. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know what he actually did.
If this guy was still alive, which I doubt, I would love Billy to interview him because I would love to watch Billy just destroy him.
Destroy the fuck out. Exactly. And that's all you need to do is ask him what his service number was, or that thing. And
I don't know enough.
unfortunately,
I know enough about the military that I can tell if somebody's lying,
Mhm.
but I can't prove it
Me
because
too.
I don't know that much. Like Billy,
Yeah.
it was in the boat army, so he
Yeah.
knows.
Yeah.
all
Well,
those terms and
normally,
shit.
yeah. Normally, if you ask people a couple things, just like rank, year, and where, if somebody can just like rattle it off like they're standing at attention saying it,
Yeah.
you're like, okay, motherfucker, you probably did that. When somebody's like, I was in Afghanistan, like, what was it, 2000? You're like, no, homie, you know when you went in and you know when you got out, because most likely you had a lady at the time, or about ready to have a kid, or some bullshit, or you moved in, you know, like you got all these things happen to all of you.
Well,
When you go in and come out, you know what
I
I'm
don't
saying?
know.
It's
I don't know
not
how
just
I don't know how you feel about the guy, Don Shipley. He does the exposing Navy SEALs.
yeah.
So he exposes Navy SEAls,
Yeah,
which
yeah.
are the most like protected, like especially for anonymity of their soldiers. He can still look up shit. There's no, and he said outright, there is no such thing as absolutely classified soldiers. And you'll tell because they'll tell you that they're classified, and if they were really classified, they would have never told you. You wouldn't know about it.
Exactly. So yeah, there's
If you're
definitely
if you're that classified and you talk about what you did,
you should be dead.
You do not exist anymore.
Yeah,
that's why I can't talk about anything other than more on this, because the guys,
Slim, don't eat the humans.
The guy that usually stands in my closet just came out, and he's standing next to me. So we have to keep pushing on because we've almost gotten to telling too much about these subjects. So let's get on.
Is the guy in the closet widow? We've been waiting.
I can't divulge that information. all that I can say is he has a blow dart towards my neck and it has red hair on it. Anyways, let's keep going.
I'm just picking fights with everybody, man.
No, I know it's fun.
Wow. Now he's got these operatives coming in. So the operative sits on the other side of the table. He discloses to us these fantastic things that Germany is doing that make no sense. Now I have 8 girls and 3 PhDs.
Yes. So what you're talking about, you douche nozzle ass weirdo. You're welcome, Sydney's from the Brainless.
Yeah.
So what you're talking about is people came in from the military services and said the Germans are doing occult practices where they're putting like diamonds up each other's arseholes in a certain pattern while they're chanting certain things. But that has nothing to do with anything. It doesn't do anything. But do you need to be debriefed about what? See what I'm saying? They could be doing any weird thing, and if somebody came to you and told you, dude, the Nazis are doing weird, fucked up shit. Cool, bro. Did it work? No. You're just assuming that whatever they're doing was a technology that could be used for their benefit to win the war. And guess what? They fucking lost the war, you idiots. They didn't have better technology, you twat whistles, like everybody keeps saying.
They
didn't, but they didn't win the war. So if they had
that's because they didn't use it properly and they had mismanagement. But
yeah, that's not how that world works. No, homie, no. Oh, they couldn't get the diamond crystal anal bead laser to work. Yeah, that's what it was. They just couldn't figure out how to like hone it to blow up the world from anal technology or whatever. Yeah, that's what happened. No, Jeebus Christ. And everything they looked into turned out to be fucking witchcraft and or fake fucking symbology, and crystals don't make things do things that you idiots think. Like, you know how many hippies use fucking crystals to like for deodorant and for like to brush their teeth and shit? Bitch, you still stink. Homie, you still stink. That's not working, you idiot. Just because you think in ancient cultures did something that makes something that kind of sounds like convincing doesn't mean that it actually works, you weirdos.
Yeah, that's true.
I can stick all the 5Gs. Never mind.
And a little fun fact about, like, since we're kind of talking about World War II, I actually was standing on a old V1 launch site. That's just a little bit away from where I live. It's just a little thingy.
Okay.
Something I do find quite interesting that's there.
Yeah, that is definitely. So, we're not talking about people switching sides after the war to get us into space. We'll talk about that in another stream. That's completely different than what we're talking about, which is the fake secret space program. But yes, we brought on a handful of people that were, I don't know if they completely were on the side of the H-man or not, and they were just doing things because they didn't. But again, we'll talk about that later. I understand a culture or a place taking in people to use their technology that they already were trying to develop to make stuff to where we could progress ourselves. Although I think that maybe they shouldn't have gotten away with some stuff if they were guilty of being involved in, I don't know. That's a very weird gray area. Let's keep blowing on.
As a group, we put together a package from what the operative brings back. Some of it is photographs.
Oh, gee,
Once in a while, it's a manual,
whatever.
hardly any manual. A couple of manuals were not even in English, German, or any other language. They were extraterrestrial hieroglyphics.
Citation needed on this motherfucker.
Yeah, can I see some receipts on this?
Yeah, this is like, why would they not have? What? Never mind.
No. What it could be is a few scientists developed
created their own
cipher.
alphabet.
Yes. So,
Well, I mean, that'd be like me writing something in
on.
Klingon and sending it to my neighbor and expecting them to know to take care of my cat. That's fucking stupid.
Hold on,
Yeah,
really
no, but
quick.
like you
Hold on.
could
Wait. If you were working with electronics, these could be symbols for different thingy-mabobbers, right?
I
A
just put that
positive
together.
charge. This is a microchip. This is a something else, and this connects to something else. Are they very weirdly looking? Sure.
Yeah,
but if you had a bunch of texts trying to make a language so that you understood how to make a microchip version of whatever they were doing,
but also realize, like, if you're
right?
if you're
Yeah.
at war and like you're
And you're trying to
developing
not.
and like you want to write it down so
Secret
your enemy
codes.
would not understand what you wrote down.
Your secret
Exactly.
coding.
Yeah, that's what I'm. Yeah, exactly. It was technically encrypted, but not, because you could have this dot means the filled in dot means that, this means that, and this means that, and this means that. But if you don't know the code, you would have no. I think this was just a secret code that people were using to.
That's why during World War
encryption.
II, U.S. forces used Navajo Native Americans, wind talkers, to talk on the radio back and forth, because it's an actual language that nobody can decipher, because you can only find it if you're Navajo.
Yeah, and then what did we do with?
And that's when we appreciated them, and then never mind.
And then what we do with the alphabet: Alpha, Beta, Charlie, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, there's military and there's police in the Americas. So, and there's different. There may be a couple other versions as well.
NATO.
But that's why we came up with that. Yeah, there we go. Because then when we were sending messages, it was harder for them to understand, because it sounded like we were saying a sentence, even though it kind of didn't make sense, but it almost did make sense, right? So it took them a while to figure out exactly what we were doing. And then other encrypted messages that we did as well. So this is just and Japan never figured out because they assumed it was an encrypted English, and it really wasn't. It was just
Navajo.
Yeah.
So here's my thing. Like you said, I want to see receipts, because if this is the only parchment with these particular symbols on it, fuck you. Because there'd be more than one. There'd be actually a bunch of them.
Exactly. Okay, so I think this is where we're gonna get blowing the fuck out of here. Everybody go
we're
to
not
back.
even getting into the special force penguins.
Well, unfortunately,
Of
Beck is
Zimbabwe?
going on. Yeah, we'll get to that the next time. But unfortunately, Beck is doing his stream, or I'm going to try to not step on his toes.
I got you.
Although I'm not going to be there because I have been running around in 96-degree heat and putting up posters and flyers, and I worked and blah 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 and did this. So
I'm tired too.
Yeah, everybody go over there and show him some love.
Put the link. I put the link in.
Unfortunately, Mondays for me are probably not the best because, like, I work all weekend doing huge shows and running around and partying. So Mondays is the least day that I have the most energy.
Oh,
and then
dude,
it slowly
I got to
goes.
tell you this because you know my lingo and what I'm talking about when I say it. Dude, it's going to be fucking firing off here this weekend.
Bro, I can't even imagine the swells. I can't even imagine.
Dude, if I don't show up next Tuesday for Widows, you know where I went. I'm dead.
No, I know, brother. Like, it's gonna be insane.
The shit's gonna start on Wednesday.
Gee,
it's gonna clean up by Wednesday evening, and then we're gonna have great swells Thursday, Friday, Saturday. It'll start pulling back Sunday afternoonish. So it is going to be sick.
Exactly. Yeah.
This new
the
board
is gonna be insane.
Dude,
yeah, I'm glad you got that board. I'm glad you have that board now for it because that's perfect for it.
Dude, that thing is so sick.
And it's
but if they're too big, I'm gonna have to go with my whiteboard because that whiteboard's got more rocker.
Yeah, well, because you need it to be smaller to get through the. I get you for sure, brother. Yeah. No, I know, but just check it out and let us know.
I'm taking them both.
And if you could find a way to show us videos, that would be amazing.
I'm gonna try to get my buddy to video me actually on the board because I told him, like, dude, this fucking sucks, man. Everybody doesn't think I can surf because there's no actual evidence of me on the board.
Yeah. Okay, thank you all very much. We'll see y'all later. Tomorrow I am getting tattooed at 5, so nice. I don't know if I'm gonna go on for like an hour and a half before, and then go and get tattooed. I'm gonna work with Widow's son about doing the intro a little bit, so we'll see. I might do tomorrow. I might not.
It'll be great to have you if you show up, man.
Yeah, Wednesday would be drunk news. I don't have that all put together. And then Thursday's AI generated. And then Friday. Well, Thursday I should be able to do Thursday. And then Friday I will be doing realities and then going down and doing a show in Denver at a tiki bar. And then I have to work Saturday for like 14 hours. And so we'll see. Yeah.
Dude, if you need your rest, man, you need your rest. But just remember that Widow is a ginger.
Yeah, I know. Widow is a ginger. So everybody has hashtag Widow's a ginger, and we're gonna get the fuck out of here. Thank you all very much. Bye.
See y'all later. Bye.
Night all.